Hello and welcome to Build Up to Good Game. We're now in 5 minutes away from kickoff at Selhurst Park as it's European chasing Crystal Palace up against hopeful relegation avoiding West Ham United. Gonzo, how is oneself?
Very nervous, mate. How about you?
Yeah, I'm nervous now actually. Started off the day quite excited for the match actually, and I think I was looking forward to the prospect of going 4 points clear of Spurs, and I still am. But that was outweighing my fear over what could go wrong. And all throughout the day, I've actually been fine. I've been really, as you know, I've been busy today, so that's helped. But literally 10 past, 6:15, said to Grace, right, I'll give you a good night cuddle. Said to Mrs. G, I'm off to work now. Just as I exited the living room, that's when it just hit me, just like a wave of nerve just flooded into my body. So, yeah, I'm now nervous. I've been fine up until the minute I left the living room.
Yeah, I don't think I've been more nervous for a game, I think, since we've been doing this. Yeah, I can't think of a build-up show where I've been more nerves. The bad nerves, not the good stuff. I know we've had the good ones before. This is the bad stuff. Oh, dear. And to be honest with you, it's a fair play to anyone that's tuning in. I'm sick of hearing everyone talk about it, which I know is strangely ironic considering what we do. I don't know why I put Sky Sports on just a minute ago. I got Dean Ashton on there. We like Dean, don't we? But yeah, I thought, I can't even listen to this. I really, really can't. So I made the kids dinner in silence. Well, I wasn't in silence actually. I didn't even have time. I didn't even contest it. They both had their phones at the dinner table, which is not allowed. I thought, I couldn't even be bothered with a fight, mate. Because of
the relegation battle, you've been an absent father this evening.
Well, present actually, present, but not there really, So there you go. But I think the dinner was good, which is the main thing. So there you go.
What did you have?
We actually had, well, it wasn't quite a roast dinner because I made mashed potato with it, but we had a chicken, and I actually did make some Yorkshires, which I saved some of it for some pancakes for tomorrow. So yeah, they had lovely. They had as many Yorkshires. I made the whole tray. There's only 2 kids here. So everyone's had far too many Yorkshire puddings. No such thing, really, is it? I actually like to call it a Hampshire pudding. Actually, I don't know why they've taken it, the Northerners. They've taken too much credit for that. I'm going to call it a Hampshire pudding.
Anyway, right, we'll read out the teams in just a second. You are in the right place for the build up to the football. I promise you. We're just nervous. We're distracting ourselves and each other. Game Riot is asking the big man how big this game is. I'm not sure he knows. Do you think he knows?
What? Jesus Christ,
yeah,
Superstar.
That's what Game Riot said. How big is this game, Jesus?
Well, I don't know why you're asking. I don't know you're asking me, and no one's ever confused us before. But I think even
Charlie left a couple of years ago. Game Riot.
Even a son of God would probably understand that this is a pivotal and a crucial game. He's probably more likely to support West Ham, I'm imagining, as well, than Crystal Palace.
Anyway, let's do this. Let's do the starting 11s now. It's an unchanged 11 from West Ham United, which means Mads Hermansen is in goal with Kyle Walker-Peters at right wing back, Mavropanos partners Disasi at centre back, and Juve at left back. In midfield, got Jared Bowen on the right, Somerville on the left, with Souček partnering Fernandes in the middle, and then that leaves a front two of Pablo and Tati. Quite obvious, quite straightforward, and quite satisfactory.
Easiest selection, really, isn't it? Can't change that, and nor should he. He's done the right thing. The only one really was right back. Not that any of us would have changed it, but it was just whether no words. It's the right thing to do. He's made the right call there. So yeah, all we can do is give it our best, and I think he's done that by picking that squad. I really do.
My only concern is the midfield. It's my only concern. I just think there was a weakness against Wolves and a weakness against Leeds United. I think it was the same weakness in both games, which was the middle of the pitch. Thought we had little to no control in the first half of both matches, and I think Souček and Fernandes were outnumbered, and I think the way that Crystal Palace play with their box midfield, I think they're really good at it, and I think that can be a little bit of a concern. Now, there is I've actually got a bit of a boost when I've seen a Crystal Palace team, which we'll have to take a look at in a minute, but there's one man in particular I was quite worried about coming up against, and he's on the bench, but he doesn't start, which emphasises why I think we really need to have a quick start this evening. So that's my literally, I've got one concern, and that is it. But there's a lot of things I like about this starting 11. There's a lot of things I'm looking forward to in this starting 11. There's goals in this team. Tatty got a brace. Somerville was in great form for his injuries. Had that game now to hopefully shake off a bit of rustiness. Bowen got a hat-trick of assists last time out. Flipping Mavropanos has got 3 and 3. So even set pieces were looking threatening again, which isn't something we could say since Craig Dawson left, really. But now, get a corner tonight, and you're going to be looking at Mavropanos thinking, hello, we might get something here. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to it. The bench for West Ham is also unchanged. It is also scrolling across the bottom of your screen as we speak. It contains Areola, as well as Wan-Bissaka and Todibo. We've also got Scarles, Potts, Magassa, Kante, Adama Traore, and Wilson on the bench. Again, straightforward.
I mean, it is really. This is all about the tactics, the intent, the team talk. The selection is easy here. Well, obviously, substitutions will play their part, but this was the right thing to do. I totally know what you mean about being outnumbered in midfield, but I think if he had have dropped Pablo or Tati, that would have felt wrong. He probably would have. I guess if he was going to do anything, he'd probably put Potts in there. I'm happy. I'm happy with this. I'm happy with this. So yes, you certainly won't get any criticism from me afterwards about the starting lineup. Now, as things unfold during the game, hopefully I won't have any criticisms at all, and will have only praise to lavish upon the players. But yeah, no, I won't criticise the starting lineup.
Right, the Crystal Palace starting 11 is on your screen at the minute. Next to Gonzo's head in goal is Dean Henderson. Back three of Richards, Lacroix. He has made it despite going off injured against Fiorentina last week, as well as Campbell. Munoz at right wing back, Mitchell at left wing back. The graphics disappeared, so I'm doing it from memory now. Lerma and Hughes in midfield, with Pino and Brennan Johnson in the number 10 roles for Crystal Palace this evening, with Larson up front for the Eagles. What do you make of that?
I like. I mean, you don't. I think Pino's a good footballer, actually. So we haven't seen that much of him this season, but I think he's a good footballer. Strand Larson, obviously, we were linked with him. I think he's been. It's hard to say he's justified his price tag, but I think Wolves did well to hold out for the money that they got for him. But I think he's good. He's a good striker. They've got some good players there, but I still maintain that so much of this has to do with organisation, tactics, desire, man management, will to win, all of that. And in many respects, it almost doesn't matter how good or bad their players are. Obviously, they're missing Wharton, which is good for us. That certainly is. That's just switched around, actually. Mateta looks like he's come back into form. So I guess it's good that he's not started. But as I say, I think they're much of a muchness there. I think they both pose their threat. So yeah, mate, it's 6 of one, half a dozen of the other. I think with their attackers. But I'm pleased Wharton's not playing, certainly.
I'll rush through the Palace bench so I can give my opinion on the Palace starting 11. On the bench for the Eagles this evening is Benitez, who's their substitute goalkeeper, alongside Sarr, Teta, Klein, Kamada, Sosa, Riyad, Devaney and Cardines. That's the bench for Crystal Palace. I'm pleased to see Wharton out completely, and I'm pleased that Sarr's not starting. I was very worried about him. I think whilst Leeds, obviously Tanaka scored, I don't feel necessarily his goal came immediately from a hole in our midfield. You know, he got the ball in the box and twisted and turned and stuff like that. But with Wolves, when they were threading the ball through our midfield, it was landing at the feet of Bellegarde and Angel Gomez, and both of whom, with Armstrong up there as well, they didn't capitalise on it at all. They did not punish us. And my fear was that if Sarr started tonight and he was picking the ball up behind our midfield, driving at our defence, I think he's more likely to punish us. So that was my worry. And I still hold that. But we've now got to... What we have to try and do tonight is make Glasner have second thoughts about putting Sarr on in the first place. If we're 2-0 up at the hour mark, make him think, do it. He probably would. But just make him doubt it a little bit. Make him think, is it worth risking Sarr? have we lost a game already? We've got to start fast tonight. We've got to come out aggressive because Mateta and Sarr are two fantastic players on that Palace bench. And if not so much Mateta, 2 goals in his last game. And he's been pretty poor this season.
Yes.
But he's got a point to prove to Palace fans because he was on the verge of leaving. He said his goodbyes and got told, actually, you failed your medical, go back to Crystal Palace. So he's got to make amends big time. And the only way of doing that as a striker is by scoring goals. You can tap the badge and kiss the badge and work hard as much as you want. But if you're the striker and you need to apologise, you've got to score goals. If he comes on and Sarr comes on and the game's in the balance, it will be... Palace will get stronger by making the substitutes. We've got to start fast tonight, get in their face, be aggressive, try and bully them. If you don't win the first one, win the second one. If you don't win that, commit a foul, go in hard. Nothing illegal. Just shoulder barge them as hard as you can, whatever. Make them think, I don't want to get injured in this game. We've got to really show up tonight. Send a message to everyone from the start. And if we can, great. Tonight's fixture is winnable. It's not an easy game, but it's a winnable game. I think we can get 3 points.
The fixture is winnable. It's whether the event is. And what I mean by that, I think we're going to learn a lot tonight. I think if we show our strength of character tonight, and I mean real character, real personality, and I'm convinced about this in this game, this is what it's come down to. The players that can rock up and have that belief that won't be nervous or can turn that nervous energy into something productive, they're going to be really important. This is something that Nuno has done in the January transfer window. This is part of his buy-in policy to get a winning team, to get a winning mentality, to build a band of brothers who are going to go and fight for everything and fight for each other. And when you hear the interviews, when you hear the players talking, they're all saying the same stuff. Now, talk is cheap. It really is. But they're definitely all talking about a group mentality. They're talking about a will to win. They're speaking like champions. They're speaking like up top in their head. They've got it sorted, that they know what they've got to do, that actually there is a plan and there is a path to victory. And not only a plan and a path to victory, there's a way that they can plough forwards and attain survival in the Premier League. We are going to see tonight whether those words are hollow or not. Now, I would even if they're not, I would not accuse them. I don't think the players are lying. I think they believe it. But what we're going to see is tonight is a measure of the depth of their belief. Because I tell you something, they're going to be nervous as hell tonight. A lot of people in and around that squad. I'm nervous as hell, right? If they come through it and actually you're looking at it thinking, wow, that was, forget the technical, forget out of the gate the goals are scored or anything like that. But you really look at, man, they've come through that with some resilience and some will to win. They look like a team on the front foot. They look like they wanted it. If you're saying all those, well, they sound like cliches, but they mean something. If we're all saying that stuff afterwards, then I think we probably got the intestinal fortitude and the minerals to see this out. And I don't mean the game. I mean this as a relegation scrap. Because I tell you what, Leeds United and Nottingham Forest showed they had it. They really, really did. I thought they showed incredible team spirit, will to win, fight. They both said, we're not getting relegated. Now, whether that is the case and Nottingham Forest go down, I know they've got tough fixtures, but in the games that we just saw, they were statement victories, I felt. It doesn't necessarily mean they both had a 3-goal winning margin or whatever it was, but it doesn't mean you have to do that. It doesn't mean you need a 3-goal winning margin. But a statement of intent in the way you go about your business with that assuredness. If we can do that tonight, I think we've got it in. It's going to be very, very interesting to see whether we thrive or whether we crumble tonight.
Yeah, well, I did start it, but it's not. There's a new tier added to the. Have you noticed there's a new category added to comments gone? There's starred.
Yeah,
I've been starring comments. I've just clicked on starred and there's none there.
Oh, weird. No, yeah.
So it doesn't quite work yet. But anyway,
Okay.
the idea was good, and I just assumed it did work. I was thinking, this is good. And it is starred. My comment's starred. I found it though. Okay. Scott said pressure was on in the Fulham game. We done it. Pressure was on last Friday. We done it.
I like it.
We can do this, and I do think. I'm in agreement with Scott a little bit. I think the two things were different. I think the win over Fulham was to get back into it and to win a difficult fixture. The win against Wolves was to get out the bottom three. I guess this game, you could argue, is even more different. Is can you win whilst you're out the bottom three and stay out the bottom three? Can you go and win that? I'm more on the side of yes. I think that's why I've been quite excited, looking forward to tonight's game, because that game against Wolves was massive for me, because I had concern over this bottle jobs that we'd seen in a couple of games this season. Beating Wolves, I think, eliminated that worry that I had. So I feel like we can win when the pressure's on now. And when the players are saying the right things, I don't think they're guilty of Potterism. I think he used to chat shit for the sake of chatting shit, right? He used to just, this word sickness would spew out from his mouth and no one would really know what he's on about. But when the players are saying it now, you completely get it, you completely understand it. And I, naively or whatever, I don't really care, but I'm buying into it. What they're selling, I'm buying it, and I'm okay with that. Whereas when Potter was trying to smell it, I was having. I was thinking, this smells of shit. I'm not having what you're saying. But this lot, Nuno, this team, I'm in it with them. They've got me. I believe they can do it, and I believe they will do it tonight. I'm confident they're going to come out and give 100%. I hope that we have a little bit of confidence from last week. Last week's got to count for something in terms of the performance, and I'm hoping that nerves that we've seen at the start of the game against Wolves are not on show tonight. I hope they come out not with swagger as such, but look comfortable, look confident from the start. No sloppy passes, no hoofing it up front. Because in the second half, we played some good stuff against Wolves. We're very composed, and that's what we've got to do tonight from the start. We just got to relax a little bit, because while the pressure is on, it's a different type. We lose tonight, it's still in our hands. I can't tell you the last time we were in this situation. I think game week 14 is when we dropped into the bottom three, and we've stayed there.
Yeah.
Well, this is game week 33, 19 game weeks later. So,
yeah, our form since January is very, very good. Very good. If we continue that, we'll probably be all right. But yeah, I noticed somebody just saying in the chat earlier, surely Palace wants Spurs to go down. I'm sure the Palace fans do. I'm not sure Lacroix or Jefferson Lerma or Pino particularly want Spurs. I doubt they care about that. The fans will, but I doubt the players care.
I think the thing is, though, I've seen a lot of those suggestions. Crystal Palace are 6 points behind Chelsea with 2 games in hand. Win both of those, which is unlikely because their other game in hand is against Man City, right?
Yes, yep.
But win both of them, but equal points with 6th place in the Premier League. They can still get European football through the league. They're not playing for nothing here. I was guilty of thinking they maybe would be, but then they went and got that win against Newcastle. The teams around them haven't been great this weekend. Everton got beat. Fulham drew in the most boring game in the world against Brentford. But they've got an opportunity to qualify for European football via the league. So I think clearly with Sarr on the bench, he's got one eye on the Conference League. Because if they weren't in the Conference League, I'm quite confident Sarr would have started tonight. So I think, but that's literally the only player I look at and think, he would have started.
He doesn't care. Glasner was not there next season. So, yeah, whilst it might look okay on the CV to qualify for European football, he's not going to be there next season. What looks a whole lot better on the CV is winning a trophy. So, yeah, there may be individually, some of the players might be thinking that, but they're the same individual players who'd be thinking, let's just win this bloody trophy. So, I'd like to think, but for both the manager and the players, their motivation is for the Conference League rather than the league. I just mean what I don't expect them to do is throw the game because they don't like Tottenham. I don't think that's something that even exists.
I like to think so as well. And when I spoke to Dan, and he said last Sunday felt like it was 2 teams on the beach. That was very reassuring for me. Because that's a Palace fan speaking about his own team, and as also Newcastle, and basically saying it was the tempo of the game, the atmosphere wasn't really a good one, and that's quite. And that was my final comfort, if you like, ahead of this game. I thought, we can.
Marcus said to me earlier, so I spoke to him today, and he said he was there. He was at the European game actually, and he said to me, "Like if Wharton's out, you'll win." which is a very simple analysis. I'll absolutely take that.
They do struggle to move the balls through the lines without him in there. Hughes and Lerma Lerma is a good inclusion for set pieces and obviously to try and deter Mavropanos in particular. And Hughes is a workhorse. Now, Hughes was fantastic last season, but not quite hit the same heights this year. And I think Pino's a good footballer, but I don't think he's a Premier League footballer. And I think Brennan Johnson, put it this way, Spurs fans are able to laugh at how bad Brennan Johnson is.
Well, they've got to be able to laugh at something, haven't they? They're pretty miserable at the moment.
But when you consider how bad Spurs are, Johnson's been really shit when even they think he's been shit. But even Palace fans have been saying to put it politely, they said, oh, looks like we've overpaid for him so far. And that's a polite way of saying he's not been very good. So we'll see. Anyway, right, what we're going to do now is we're going to put a little bet on. But before we do, I just want to say a massive thank you to a couple of people for the support in the live chat. Ionic saying, not a must win, but we'll send a loud message to Spurs. Thank you very much for the support. As well as Hammers 1999 for his continued support, saying, come on, you Irons, keep up the work, fellas. Let's go. Also, Duke, who sent us both lovely messages earlier.
It did. Very nice to
First thing this morning, me and Gonzo got a nice message separately from Duke, which was very, very kind. Also to Steve saying, Pablo goal tonight. I've seen a lot of people predicted a Pablo goal tonight. I think it's a desire as well as a prediction.
Yeah, I won't be putting that in a bet, but there you
go. Quiz for his continued support as well. Quiz, thank you very much to you guys. Thank you to the support in the live chat. There's no adverts during the watch along. Once you're in it, thanks to the support in the live chat. And we're going to use £5 of that on a little bet now. And if it wins, someone is going to pick up the winnings. Gonzo, what are you fancying?
Thomas Souček goal.
I know you are. I watched your video.
Good.
But I thought I'd ask.
You would have won. It's. I think it's a game for big players, Gio. I really do. It's lovely to have Mavropanos. I'm not saying Mavropanos and Tati are not big players, but I think this is a Souček and Bowen game. I don't know. I just think Souček. I know he's got. I would. You know me. I wouldn't. I'm not just saying it because he's got a good record against Palace. I'm saying it because it's Thomas Souček and it's one of those games. Yeah. Thomas Souček. Yeah, we'll have him. Got to do a West Ham win because they have to win. You need to put someone on a card.
Yeah, I've already put Munoz in up against Somerville.
Yeah. Okay, what's that?
He's happy to take a yellow card. So when Somerville gets going, I think you'll happily chop him down.
And, well, leave it at that. Leave it at that.
Well, that gives us 170 quid.
Oh, well, definitely leave it at
that.
2 prizes. Give someone 100 quid, someone 70.
Okay, there you go. 2 prizes tonight. If this bet wins, someone wins 100 quid and someone else wins 70 quid. We need 3 things to happen. West Ham to win, Souček to score, Munoz to pick up a yellow card. Simple as that. And to enter, I hear you ask, well, most of you probably already know, but there's a phrase coming and you must put this phrase in the live chat. And if you do that, you're entered into the potential bet giveaway. And that phrase is...
Lerma your lessons.
Lerma your lessons. Get into the live chat. And if that bet wins, someone will win a few quid. Are you 40 minutes till kickoff, Gonzo? Since the start of the show, has your nerves decreased a little bit? Your optimism increasing, or
no, not at all. I don't think there's any shift in it. And I knew that. I knew that from last night. I knew that no one would be able to say anything or do anything. Aside from if you hear that he's totally rotated the team and the ones that are playing have got a tummy bug. It would take something like that. There was never going to be anything here. Right. This is the team I expected West Ham to put out. People are a mixture of nervous and confident. Everything. Nothing's going to shift it for me, mate. Nothing is going to shift it until that final whistle, or unless maybe we're 4-0 up at half time. I might allow myself a little relax. But no, I'm incredibly nervous about this now.
You did make me chuckle on your morning video. You were just a wreck.
Well, Woody phoned me earlier and he said, like sometimes you can get the AI to summarize the video. They didn't have a clue what I was saying. It could apparently it couldn't make a summary, probably all the fart noises and everything else. Yeah, I do you know what? I just thought I can't do a video with any sort of cerebral insight into anything that's happening. I'm just a complete wreck. You're right. I'm completely nervous. I've been useless today, really. Apart from on the Yorkshire pudding front, obviously. Yeah, mate. This is it. It gets to you. It definitely got to me. Definitely got to me today. And I'll tell you what. And I would have the utmost respect for those players. If they've come through it and, and it's, now don't get me wrong, it's their job, but if it hasn't got to them and they can still go out and perform, fair enough. And as I said in this breakfast video this morning on Patreon, I think we got the right manager for the job. I think if there's anybody just going to give a message for them to go out there, not just him, Paco as well, the team there, the backroom team. I like it. I like that. I trust in them to give the correct message for the players to go out. And there's something about, I don't know, there's something really lovely about Mavropanos and Disasi. They seem like reliable men to me. And we're going to need a lot of reliable men today. There's no doubt about it. Can you say that these days?
Yeah, you're allowed to say that these days.
Okay.
Curtis saying, are you confident for a win, or is the nerve setting that much that you would take a draw?
I'd not take a draw. I would not take a draw. But I'm not neither. Kurt. I'm not confident of a win either. But I also wouldn't. If you said, "Will you take a draw now?" No way. No way.
Yeah, I said it when I did my watch along for the Spurs game, and at half time, people said, hypothetically, would you take the draw and bow out? And I said that, and then obviously Spurs went 2-1 up. And then there was a lot of, that's why I would have taken the draw at half time. Then obviously it finished the draw, so we all won in the end. But
yes,
I wouldn't have taken it, and I also wouldn't take a draw. A draw is enough. We'll only know at the end of the season, but I wouldn't. Nah, we need to win tonight. I say need.
Yeah.
Do we need to? Technically, no. If we draw, we'll go 2 points clear again. 5 games to go. It's in our hands, so we don't need to. But I tell you what, I bloody want to. Just make our jobs a bit easier. And I think what's really important for me is if we win tonight, the belief and confidence going into a difficult game against Everton next weekend is there.
Yeah.
And what it does, there's 2 things for me. One, it removes a game week. It says, okay, there's 5 games to go, but you need one to just go 1 point behind us. Like 1 weekend, you can't overtake us in 1 weekend. You need 2 weeks here. You're running out of time. You're running out of games here. And the second thing is it buys us a bad weekend. It buys us the worst case scenario weekend where we get beat, Spurs win, Forest win. We go, oh my God. But Monday night, when we all go to bed, it's still in our hands. We are still out the bottom 3, and it's still in our hands with 1 game week less to go. It's really important. I think we have a safety net and a buffer zone. And I think tonight, a win gives us that. A draw doesn't.
No.
Because we could, here's a scenario. We could draw tonight, draw against Everton next weekend, and be in the bottom 3 Saturday night because Spurs are beating Wolves.
Yeah.
So we wouldn't lose a game, but we'd still drop into the bottom 3, and it's technically in our hands because if we win every game 6-0, we'd beat them on goal difference instead. But it's not going to happen. So that's why I think we need to win tonight. A draw.
I agree. Listen, I think Leeds have got to look after themselves, and I totally understand that. But I think Leeds are going to let us down against Tottenham. And I also think Aston Villa are, for the reasons that you articulated as well. And listen, Leeds will have other fish to fry with, hopefully for them, an FA Cup final. Villa will have a quarter-final, semi-final for the Europa League as well. So rightly so. I'd do everything the same, if we're standing in that position. And we have done. It's no criticism of them. But I don't. I think those 2 teams are going to let us down. We just cannot afford. We have to win this game. We've got to look after ourselves.
If we win tonight and next weekend, Spurs win.
Yes.
Leeds have to take that game against Spurs serious.
Yes, I know what you're saying.
I think they'll be thinking, oh, bloody hell. I mean, even if they beat Burnley, they'll be thinking, bloody hell, we've got 42 points here, but that lot are on like 38. Like, what's going on? Like, we can't afford to lose against Spurs.
Yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point. Yeah.
In a weird way, Spurs winning next weekend makes their game against Leeds a little bit more difficult, perhaps. But we can focus. Whilst I push back against people that say you can only worry about yourself, forget everyone else, I do think there's at times when I do subscribe to that, and tonight's one of those times where I think, do you know what it is?
Yeah.
We do our bit tonight, that's it. We can only worry about ourselves tonight. And
Yeah, I mean, you can't tell someone else what to worry about as well. That's worrying is definitely a very personal thing to do anyway. So yeah, I mean, listen, I've had it for the last 2 or 3 weeks, but it's I can't shut myself off from it. I watched those games. I had it in mind. I wasn't going to watch any games this weekend. I watched 2 of them, and the one I didn't watch, I was checking my phone anyway. So yes, it's an easy thing to say, don't worry about it, but it doesn't actually do anything. Saying the words, you're not going to saying the words "don't worry" to someone that worries. It's not going to stop them worrying. they'll do what I do, which is go and watch it all anyway.
Massive thank you to Ken for his £2 super
Hello,
chat
Ken.
in the live chat, as well as Lee saying really nervous for tonight. Predict a 1-0 win to West Ham. Lerma, your lessons, and also Essex Bricks as always. Saying money for the biscuit fund, but got a good vibe around a Pablo goal and assist.
Oh, Pablo again.
Yeah, there's a lot of Pablo vibes going on in the live chat tonight. I'll be honest, I don't have a feeling as to who scores. I think actually I've got a feeling as to who does something, and that's Bowen. This is games like this. Bowen. Do you know what we talk about earlier? You said Mavropanos and Disasi are good people to rely upon, or something of that nature,
Yes.
right? And I agree. We've relied on Bowen for 6 years now. January 2020, we signed him. 6 years we've relied on him, and he's never let us down. He's had some poor games, don't get me wrong, but letting us down, no, I'm not having that. We've been able to rely on him for 6 years. Tonight's a game when Bowen could turn up and just be the best player on the pitch, and when he does that, he gets goals and or assists.
I agree. Yes.
You can have certain players have really good games, but their end output may not result in goals and assists. This is going to be harsh. Pablo's had some good games, not scored a goal.
Yeah.
1 assist, right? Bowen plays good. There's usually something at the end of it. And I think he'll have a big say tonight. I like relying on Jared Bowen. I feel comfortable relying on Jared Bowen. His corners have been good recently. I'm hoping, I don't think it will happen, I'm hoping that maybe Fernandez doesn't take the corners and free kicks. I don't think his delivery's been the best. I wouldn't mind Juve over there. He's got an assist with Senegal taking a corner on the left-hand side. But you never know. Hopefully this comes back.
I think you see Somerville taking them from one side and Bowen the other.
Yeah, but Bowen, yeah, happy days. Anyway, right, we're going to turn to the live chat now. What you got?
Ryan asked what it said on the mug. Latte Larry's from Curb Your Enthusiasm.
John saying, Souček scores a goal on Monday Night Football. Bowen to score as well. Barry saying, Hermansen's kept the most amount of clean sheets this season. Let's hope he can keep them out of our net tonight.
He's going to be a big player, isn't he, tonight, Hermansen?
He's going to need it. He's going to...
Yeah, you're right, Barry.
He's going to need it. Zach saying, going to be a legendary finish to the season. Captain will pull through alongside Somerville, while Tate and Pablo will be causing mayhem. Mavropanos and Disasi will hold down the back line.
Nice fighting talk.
It's like we've got Paco in the live chat.
It is, yeah.
Jack Mate says, let's fucking go, you beautiful claret bastards. Pablo with both goals in a 2-1 win. More Pablo love.
It's a lot of Pablo love.
There's
tonight.
a lot of Pablo
We'd
love.
take that, wouldn't we? Let's be fair. We'd take that.
Hammers99 saying, Gonza mentions the Bowen and Souček a game, and I agree completely. They're always the ones to step up in the big games. And funnily enough, scored both in our win at Selhurst Park.
There we go.
Season. We've got good record at Selhurst Park.
Yeah.
Usually goals when we score. When us two play, there's usually goals. And there's always a banger. There's been so many bangers between Crystal. I challenged someone over the last 10 years to find a fixture or fixtures between two teams
with more bangers.
Which has got more bangers. We've always got bangers. Andy Carroll's bicycle kick, Dimitri Payet's free kick, Lanzini, even Jordan Ayew, bloody hell. There's always a banger when we play. Ryan's asking my record on Monday night. I think I could find it, like what our record on Monday night is. Let me have a quick look. I might be able to find that. I'm going to look in one place. If I can't find it, I'm going to give up. It's not worth spending time checking. But
Oh yeah, I think that is the route to unhappiness, Ryan. I've got to say, I don't think stats. I don't think stats help.
I can't find the West Ham one, but I've got the Palace one. Would you like the Palace one?
Go on, then.
Palace have won just 3 of their last 25 Monday Premier League games, drawn 10, losing 12.
It's such a bizarre stat. You know what I mean? If you believe in horoscopes and things like that, you probably believe that has some merit to any of it. But yeah. Are you allowed to say you don't believe in horoscopes?
I think you're allowed. Okay. Just 3 of Palace's last 10 league games were goalless at halftime.
Right.
All 4 of West Ham's away league wins this term have came against sides starting this round in the bottom half.
It's just bizarre. The whole thing's bizarre. How are we playing against teams that start with the letter C?
It doesn't say that, but it says West Ham have the division's worst points per game average.
Oh, I thought you were going to say logo on the sleeve.
In games that they scored first.
Right.
1-6, drawn 4, lost 4.
Okay.
So basically, we drop a lot of points. We're okay away from home against teams in the bottom half. There's always goals in first half when Crystal Palace play, and Palace are shit on a Monday night.
There you go.
You don't get those statistics anyway. You probably do, actually. I'm just reading off some. Oh, I didn't go get these.
Oh dear, honestly, it's a right mess. Everyone's a mess. And I totally understand. I think the chat's all over the place.
I've got a paragraph for you. You ready?
I am.
Last week's brilliant 4-0 victory over Wolves saw West Ham escape the relegation zone and drop rivals Spurs into bottom 3. But the pre-round 2-point margin to safety means that the Hammers could be fighting to escape again by kickoff. Well, we're not, because Spurs drew. They put together an encouraging run of 5 victories from the last 11 Premier League outings, drawing 3 and losing 3, with only 4 teams starting this round having picked up more points than West Ham since the 17th of January.
Yes.
A 5-game winless run in Monday-held league outings could jeopardise their progress here, drawing 2 and losing 3. Okay, so we're also shit on a Monday. While Nuno Espirito Santo has failed to win any of his last 5 meetings with Crystal Palace, drawing 3, losing 2, after losing just one of his first 6, winning 4, drawing 1. There you go.
I'm even more confused now.
A lot of stats for you there.
There we go. Honestly, I'm even more confused than I was at the start.
So we're both shit on a Monday night, basically. Always a banger. Palace goals up first half. We chuck away a lot of points. So it sounds like we're going to take the lead in the first half and not win the game. And it's going to finish a draw.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's what I think will happen too.
What?
Yeah.
You said 2. You had us down for a win.
Yeah, not anymore. I don't. I've changed my mind.
Well, what's your new prediction then?
1-1. 1-1. I've been thinking it all day. Maybe even yesterday as well, actually. Yeah. I've changed my mind. Honestly, it's maybe a complete wreck. I don't like football anymore. I've gone right off it. I'll tell you that. And honestly, last 48 hours, I've gone right off football. There you go. So yeah, 1-0. I can change. I can often change my mind. I can switch, honestly, up and down. It's like a roller coaster in there. So don't worry about that. You have a very different reaction video at the end of the game. I can assure you that if we win.
I think you just got me a bit nervous changing your mind. You never change your mind. So the fact you have changed your minds.
Yeah. I do once or twice a season. I've changed my mind a couple of times this season, but yeah, generally I don't. But yeah, I've been complete. Yes, sorry. It's Baggins. Is that Baggins? Bagain 07. Gonzo's changed his mind after the stats. Yeah, I mean that's not true, but I'll take it. Yeah, it's I changed my mind yesterday. Actually, I thought, yeah, and I'm just a wreck. I need to sit down. I need to watch the game. I can't impact or affect any of it at all.
So you've changed your mind because Nottingham Forest won?
No, a bit. I've also changed my mind because of sort of the Tottenham performance scared me a bit.
You didn't even watch it. You didn't even watch the game. You were at the cinema.
It was a great film.
How can the Spurs? How can the Spurs performance change your mind? We didn't even watch the game.
Xavi Simmons do a little twist, and he.
You didn't watch the
over for
game.
I think it was Porro. Then he did a curlmeister, and he got one in.
You did not watch the game.
I saw enough. I know what happened in the game. Spurs were better in the first half.
You've watched match of the day.
I watched your bloody video, and you said that was their toughest game. You said Tottenham, they've just drawn their toughest game. It's all easy. You're part of the problem.
I think we're going to win.
I'm not going to blame it all on you, but there have been a number of things that have eaten away at me. Like you were one of the piranha, basically. I was dipping me in the Amazon, taking little chunks. Yeah, it was you. Your Aston Villa stuff actually on your video. You're not the main reason.
I think we're going to win.
Good. I like it. Good. I hope you are right and I am wrong. I totally, absolutely want to be wrong. And no one should listen to me because I'm not sure about anything. I'm the most uncertain, unsure bag of nerves. Nobody should be listening. I don't even know where you tune in. Nobody should be listening to a word that I'm saying. Don't listen to a word I say about anything. Maybe Yorkshire puddings. Aside from that.
Hampshire puddings.
Hampshire puddings, sorry. It's even that. See, I changed my mind on that. Hampshire puddings, thank you. Yeah, honestly, I'm a bag of nerves. I'm a complete wreck. Don't listen to anything I say.
But don't go anywhere. There's 2,100 watching live. Don't go anywhere. Stick around. Subscribe. Gonzo, can you stick around for 1 minute more and read some comments out? Because I'm going to go I'm waiting for a piss.
Oh! Hold on. Right,
click on some comments. You might have to log out and in. Let me know if you need to log out and in.
Okay, don't worry. I don't need to log out and in. I'm good. Elbow has said... you'd want Gonzo on your side, wouldn't you? This is what I'm saying. I'd be no good. Fair play to this lot tonight. If they can come through all this, I'd be a nervous wreck. I think I'd probably limp onto the pitch and fake injury and say, "Oh, gaffer." I wouldn't. I'm not skillful enough to be a professional footballer, of course. I don't know what this says. I just saw apple crumble. That's obviously going to get my attention. This chat has taken a funny turn. Geo nibbling at Gonzo's what's it in the Amazon. That's got nothing to do with apple crumble. I thought someone I can't even work this. I thought someone mentioned that about apple crumble. Oh, sorry. It was here. Hold on. Something smells fishy, and it's not the contents of Baldrick's apple crumble. Meh. Someone just did a bar there. Ryan. Oh, here he goes. Geo going for a tinkle again. I just wish he'd take his microphone with him. That'd be good, wouldn't it? Sound a little. I wonder if we can. That's not good content. That's not good content. I don't even know why I did that. This is what's happened. It's driven me round a twist. Nerves do bring on the tinkles. Oh my goodness. Anyway, there you go. Gonzo, your job is to talk. Probably don't. Yeah, no, I know. I'm aware of this, Harry. I am aware of this. It's just for today. How you feeling, Gio?
Better now. I've had to pee. Concerned I may require another pee before full time, and still optimistic ahead of the game. I think my nerves have actually disappeared. I think I've just pissed them into the toilet, but I feel quite
weird.
I almost hate when I feel this confident we're going to win.
Were you listening?
No, I wasn't.
Oh.
I have a problem listening in the first place. The chance of me hearing noise coming through this whilst I'm stood through there pissing is impossible.
You might have had a long lead or something.
No, I do not have a long wire. Again, this headphones, I don't even think that they've got a brand on them. I think even brands too embarrassed to put their name on them. It's just unbranded headphones. That cut a bit off because I don't require to because I'm deaf. And
it says phony.
Yeah, I definitely don't have that. And sorted, there you go.
Anyway. There you go.
Right, Gonzo, you're going to disappear?
I'm going to disappear.
Right, thank you very much. Gonzo will be back later on. We'll be back, I assume, on Thursday night with a cup of tea.
Yes. There's
no football Thursday night. Well, there is. There's League 2 football Thursday night.
Yeah.
It's Premier League tomorrow.
Yes. Join us 7 o'clock.
Beautiful.
And we can talk Thursday, and we can talk about this. Well, I might be more coherent and lucid by then, hopefully.
Not if it's a draw, you won't be. Anyway.
No, enjoy the game, everyone. Enjoy
Cheers.
the game.
Ta-ra. Right, that's him gone. Just me and you now. Me and you lot. Where is said heaving it? There we go. Beautiful stuff. Beautiful stuff. Right, and how are you all feeling? We've got 19 minutes until kickoff. Let me just get me ready. Move my keyboard. I can get rid of that page that Gonzo lives on. I don't require him anymore. Away that goes. And thank you very much to Sketch. Here's to a couple of Hammers Chat bangers for the Hammers. Fingers crossed, Sketch. And also to Corey, who's saying, come on, you Irons. Thank you very much for the support, you two. And also to Brian. 3-1. Win. Bowen Masterclass incoming. No rocket. And I appreciate I pronounced this incorrectly. It's how I've said it all my life, and I will not change. No rocket at the buffet. If you know, you know. If you don't know, why have you not been tuning in to Tartan Geo? Well, I know why. You don't want to put up with even more of my nonsense. I get it. Brian did. I had a little complaint about salad at a buffet. What's the point? Never seen anyone eat it. And also someone went up thinking, oh, I'm on a diet, I'm going to be healthy. What, you're just going to have a plate of rocket? Stop it. Stop it. Anyway, right then. Right. How are we all doing? How are we all feeling? Get involved in the live chat. Thank you very much for joining us. Please subscribe if you're new to Hammers Chat. Kurt is saying there's no point being nervous. I don't think you can help it. I don't think you can help being nervous, though. It's now or never. Stu's blaming me for his nerves. Gonzo was as well, don't worry. Saying all the talk and realisation of Spurs fixtures falling sweet for them. I'm nervous like never before. Chris doesn't mind a salad. Even better with a steak. I don't mind the steak. Edward is saying, I think we win tonight and stay up. If we don't, right to go down. I think we win. I think we win. And I think we stay up. I still think Spurs are the ones going down. But I reserve the right to alter my opinion if I wish. Percy, tonight it's his 6-year-old first Monday night game. I might regret this, but she's having ice cream at kickoff. You are brave, Percy. But I like that. Alan saying, I think this is one of those games where whoever scores second wins the game. Biker Matt. No, it's not Matt. Biker Game Cat. I'm drinking too much. I'm so nervous. 3 cans in already watching his build up. Normally only 1 can watching us. He's shitting it. Bloody hell. Graham is saying, subscribe to Tartan Geo for your adorable surprise guest star. Hey, don't tell them. It's secret. Shh. Secret stuff. Don't get that on Hammers Chat. She's banned. Danny is saying, I feel nervous. Never ever want to be this consumed by football again. I'll rip your hand off for a boring mid-table finish in the Premier League next season. Sketch. How am I about spinach? I like spinach, but when it's cooked, like when it's in, like I like green pesto pasta, for example, and spinach is in my green pesto pasta that I make. Jonathan's having steak tonight. All right, sure. To be fair, I had a lasagna. It was good. Dark Star saying, I like the lineup Nuno's gone with. I thought he might play it safe first half, but 4-4-2 is the biz. Redence is saying, even if we lose this match, we're still ahead of Spurs till they play their next game. Matt, a very generous Matt, saying, my friends here in the USA don't understand that football is life-changing for us fans. If they don't get it, they never will, and you can't explain it. I feel that's kind of like my rule of thumb when it comes to football or something like that. If they say, oh, why do you like football so much? I say, look, I cannot, it's just something you can't explain to people. If they don't get it, don't know, there's not enough words, there's not the right words to articulate it. Mick is off work tomorrow and doesn't have to watch this sober. I've got a busy day tomorrow. Avid, feeling a carbon copy of the Spurs game. Go 1 up, concede, get a second one around the 70th, 80th minute. Only difference is we won't concede a second after, and it'll rub salt into Spurs' wound. Jelly, No, Grace is not wearing her kit tonight. I've let you down, I'm afraid, because she was at nursery, and I don't want her to get bullied, so she doesn't wear her colours at nursery. Maybe if we stay up, I might send her to nursery in her West Ham kit. But she came home, and there's only a couple of hours before bed, and kids go through enough clothes as it is. I'm not adding to it. Kimbo saying 3-1 to West Ham. Ralph is saying no poll. I forgot about that. Let's do it. Let's do the poll quickly. We've got 15 minutes till kick-off. 12 minutes. Your prediction tonight is question mark. West Ham win. Draw. Add option. Palace win. Start poll. There you go. The poll is now live in the live chat, thanks to Ralph's recommendation. And just pick whatever one you think, whatever you're predicting. Just click on it. And then in 10 minutes' time, we'll have a little look and see what the results are. There's a couple of thousand of you watching live, so if we could get as many of you to interact and give us your prediction, that would be much appreciated. Rude Geek has had Subway as a buy one, get one free on Just Eat. What did you get? That your main one? Like, if you could only have one, what would you have? I appreciate you've got two there, so I get you may have two different ones. You can't have the same sandwich twice, can you? You got to mix it up. So what did you go for? I want to know. Victory, our shot conversion in the Premier League is first, according to Sky. What? We're the most clinical team in the Premier League. That is unexpected. To be fair, we don't have loads of shots some games, do we? I mean, against Man City, we had one shot, one goal, so that's going to tilt it in our favour. Ionix is saying something's going to have to go really wrong for us to not win this fixture. Drew's saying 3-1 West Ham. I simply think our lineup's got more quality and glad to see Start on the bench, and I agree with what Drew's just said there. What the score prediction? Skunkola saying 4-0 to us again. Why not? Money Printer, it should rotate. It has broke a couple of times, but I'll put the West Ham team up for you now. So it'll stay on the West Ham team. I keep forgetting to get in touch with the people that do this. Anyway. We're also saying 2-1. West Ham, Bowen and Souček with the goals. Kevin saying we've not got a stronger team than this Crystal Palace. Oh, sorry. We ain't got a stronger team than what we've got. So no excuses tonight. Mike is saying 1-1. We have a way of not taking advantage when things are in our own hands, desperately hoping for a win. That's why I think we're going to win 2-1, Mike, because usually we don't. But I don't know. I've been impressed by a lot about West Ham for the last 3 months now. I've been impressed by the commitment, the attitude, the desire. I think we played some good stuff. I think we've scored some great team goals in that 3-month period as well. And we have absolutely thrown it sometimes. Absolutely. I'm not going to pretend that we haven't. But I don't know. I think that win against Wolves has really, really helped me feel comfortable for situations like this. Plax is saying 3-2 to West Ham. Leeds fan here. Do you think we are safe now? Yeah, I think you do. I think you might need a point to be extra safe. But yeah, especially considering you've got Burnley at home coming up as well, which you'll win. You don't even need to be good to win that game. You just need to be average and you'll win it. So I think you're fine. Ricky's saying since the 17th of January, we're 20th with possession, but first for shot conversion. Well, I'd rather it that way than another way around. I'd rather that than be first for possession and 20th for shot conversion. JM plays Football Manager. Jamie is saying, are you less worried about the midfield battle with Wharton out? Yeah, it's a blow for them. I think I'm a huge Wharton fan. I liked him at Blackburn, and he was one of those players. I said it when he joined Palace. I think they've got a good player. And I think he took to the Premier League a lot quicker than I expected. I didn't think he'd be that good that quickly. But he has. I think he's a real talented player. I think the way that he moves the ball through the lines, how quick he is, how decisive he is, I think is excellent. And I don't think you can replace him. It's a bit like Fernandes. We don't have a replacement for Fernandes at West Ham. I don't think Forest have got one for Elliot Anderson. And it's not criticism on anyone else in the team. It's praise for that player in particular. I think sometimes when you say, oh, well, Palace don't have a replacement for Wharton, I think a lot of people take it as that you're slagging off Lerma or Hughes. And I guess to some extent you probably are, but I don't mean it like that. What I'm saying is Wharton is a top player, and it's applicable to Bruno Fernandes at Man United. Like, when he's not there, they just don't have a replacement. He's that good, and I think Wharton's the same. Grouch is saying, win against Wolves made him feel better, and then the Wolves' performance and Leeds, Wolves' performance against Leeds took that away. That's fair. Mark, who does the fan cam sometimes, Mark is saying, I have a feeling Spurs will have a resurgence, so I want a win with a 2-goal cushion tonight. I just want 3 points. I mean, I'd prefer a 2-goal cushion if we can be picky. Okay, Jersey says, can you look at me? I hope you're not in my home, but I do my best to look at the camera, but I need to look at the live chat. I can't look at the camera and read out the live chat. Pierre saying, I don't want a steady draw. I'd rather lose trying to win, even if we come back from 2 down. To be drawing, I still want to try and win. I mean, I'd want to try and win as well, but I wouldn't prefer to try and win and lose than draw. Paul saying, a little concerned if we don't start fast tonight, Palace could have a stronger 11 in play for the second half. I understand that fear. Oakley also saying Wharton's had loads of poor games this season. Yeah, but I do think he's been carrying a big injury. Kurt saying, play ugly, whatever it takes for 3 points. Edward, who do you think wins the title, and would you like to see Rice with it? Man City, and no. I wouldn't be arsed. Do you know if Arsenal won it? If Arsenal did win the title, I wouldn't be bothered. I'm not going to get upset. I'm not going to think about it. I would prefer Man City to win it, but that's literally it. There's no... Yeah, do you know what I mean? It doesn't impact my day. My life doesn't change in any way. Maybe 5 minutes after they win it, I might sit and go, oh, bloody hell, I wish they had done that. And they might be, I think some of the fans might be insufferable. I think that would be the problem. I think post-Premier League win, I think their fans would be insufferable for quite some time as well. And I think that's when I would maybe get a bit annoyed with it, but it's not necessarily Arsenal winning the title, it's the behaviour of some, not all, of their fans. We're all saying we need to accept Rice is eventually going to win silverware. Let's just get the first one out of the way. I think people just like taking a piss, to be honest with you. And I do not mind that. Okay, Jersey, thank you for the kind support. Saying, Edward here, Nicky's friend. I run OK Jersey and would love to help out the channel. Thank you. We can have a chat. But thank you for the support. You didn't have to put that in the live chat, but I appreciate it. TLG, who's a Leeds United fan, saying, what's your thoughts on Somerville? I think he's been very, very key. And I think without him, we wouldn't be in the position we are today, which is... with a really good chance of avoiding relegation. Avoiding relegation isn't in our hands, and without Somerville, I don't think we'd be here today right now, and we need him to get back to how he was prior to his injury. He was scoring in pretty much every game, and if we are going to stay out, we're going to need him and Bowen to contribute goals and assists. The strikers as well, but I think Tati's done really well so far. 4 goals in 12 Premier League games. It's a decent enough return. But I feel like we're going to we need Bowen and Somerville because we know they can score and we know we can rely on them. But yeah, he's been good. He's been good. Fluffy says, what do you call a cow with no legs? Milkshake. I don't know. What is it? I went for milkshake because, well, they were no legs, they will just wobble, won't they? Ground beef. Okay. Fair. Anyway. Louis got it. Louis said ground beef straight away. You got your joke. Right, kick off 3 minutes away. They're in the tunnel-ish. It's a very small tunnel at Selhurst Park, isn't it, in the corner? Did you see the last game when they played Newcastle? They came out the tunnel and they had streamers and it just covered all the players. Like the players were just like, it was just blowing in towards the players and they were getting all tangled up as they were coming out of the tunnel. What a disaster that was. Anyway, Mark say, patron question. We select a player who's just changed before the game in our prediction. Do we need our prediction 15 minutes? No. As long as you get it in, basically, Malcolm, delete your original prediction. And if you get it in before 8 p.m, it's okay. The rules say 15 minutes before kickoff, but it only says that to prevent people putting it in 2 minutes after kickoff, right? So as long as you get it in before 20:00, you're all right. But you've got to delete your original prediction. Important. Very important. Right. Let me get the clock ready. Clock is ready. Scoreboard is not on the screen though. Let's get that up. There we go. Scoreboard is ready. The clock is ready. I am ready. 2-1. That's what I'm going for. I'm still going 2-1. Oh, the poll. Let's do that very quickly. They're showing me the teams at the minute. I'm a bit behind because I'm on an iPad. We did the poll. What's your predictions? 800 people, over 800 people voted. 68% of people went for a West Ham win. 23% of people went for a draw. And just 9% went for a Crystal Palace win. Confidence. I'm happy with 68%. 23% for a draw is quite a chunky one, though. Deborah's 3-1 West Ham. Rob's 2-1 West Ham. Ionix is 3-1 West Ham. Victory's 2-0 to someone. I'm going to take that as Palace because of the way it's written, but maybe it's West Ham. Connor's 3-1 West Ham. Tommy's 2-1 West Ham. Steve is 3-1 Palace. Graham is 2-0 West Ham. Kurt is 2-1 West Ham. Colin is 3-1 West Ham. Jack says 1-1. Tuna is 2-0 West Ham. Fluffy's still saying 3-2 West Ham. Pete's 2-1. Fez has 1-all. David is going for the Desmond. 2-all. Curvin Ord's 2-1 West Ham. Kimbo's 3-1 West Ham. Barry's 3-0 West Ham. A bit of confidence in the live chat. Good predictions coming in there. A lot of love for Pablo. Getting a goal. Whether it's people wanting it or predicting it. Sometimes both. Right. A little bit nervous. Come on, West Ham. Huge game. Huge game. Win. 4 points. Clear of Spurs. 5 games to go. Draw 2 points. Lose. We remain 1 point ahead. Right then, West Ham United. Oh, sorry everyone. The problem of having a 1-year-old. Let me just move the keyboard. Let me get the screen. Kick-off minutes away. It's probably already underway if you're watching it on TV on satellite. But for anyone else like myself that's got Sky Glass or they're watching it on the Sky Go like myself, will be a little bit behind real time, but I will tell you when kickoff is. Kickoff is a few seconds away. Fernandez will get us underway. And we're off. Crystal Palace against West Ham United. The game is underway. Oh, I feel a bit sick now. Now kickoff's just happened. Nerves have increased dramatically. We need a fast start here. We need to be brave, get out, get in their faces, and hopefully get an early goal, settle the nerves a little bit. There will be some nerves, but I think we'll handle them better than last week. I can understand why they were nervous last week, but we've got to reap the rewards of that 4-0 win against Wolves, and that has to be in the form of just being a bit calmer and a bit more composed. And we're just playing around at the back at the minute after taking our throw in. Fernandes dropping in between the back two, which I like to see. I think when he's further forward, I think we struggle a little bit and we can go a little bit long ballish, but Fernandes is dropping in there to pick it up. And Walker-Peters goes direct, look towards Pablo, and Chris Richards puts it out for a throw in to West Ham. Halfway down our right-hand side, Kyle Walker-Peters shall take the throw in. Pablo, Bowen, Fernandes trying to give him options off the ball. He uses Jared Bowen and gets it back from him. Good play here. Walker-Peters goes down the right, puts the cross in. It's headed away by Munoz. Good play by West Ham. Positive start this. Disasi gets out to Juve. He goes to send the cross in. He tried to dummy it, but missed the ball, and Brendan Johnson's picked it off him, and he's just running all the way down the right-hand side. He's got Palace right up the pitch, but he's tried to give it a back heel to Munoz, and Juve has read it well, intercepted it well. But it's a bit sloppy play between him and Somerville, and there's a throw into Crystal Palace down their right-hand side now. 2 minutes, just coming up to 2 minutes on the clock. Crystal Palace with a throw in just in front of their away fans. Good to see Walker-Peters and Bowen combining down that right and just getting a cross in. Palace will take a long throw here. Lacroix has come up for it. Richards will take it. Met by the head of Lerma, but it was cleared away by West Ham. But there's no one up front for West Ham, so Mitchell will gather it easily on the halfway line. Give Palace a chance to get a feel for the ball for the first time in the game, really. Richards, that's a lovely ball into Larson, who's in between that midfield and defence of West Ham's. But we've dealt with it well with Disasi, who's under pressure. Oh, it's a great ball into Bowen. Tatty's on the move. Oh, that's a bad ball from Jared Bowen. That was a lovely pass from Disasi into the feet of Jared Bowen, who turned, and Tatty had peeled away from the Palace defence, and he was on the left-hand side there, but the ball from Bowen was not good enough, and Palace are on the attack now, with Mitchell on this left-hand side. Lacroix giving out to Campbell over on this left. Palace with their usual back three tonight, and their main back three as well, despite the injury concerns over Lacroix, as Fernandes is brought down by Pino, and West Ham have a free kick just inside our own half. Which West Ham take short. Fernandes gives it to Disasi and gets it back. And this is where sometimes we're forced to go long, really. I'm just looking at the picture here, and Fernandes is in between Disasi and Mavropanos, and you've got Souček sort of just in front of them. But you've got sort of 5 Palace midfielders and attackers just stood there, as Somerville nicks away from Hughes and tries to run at that Palace defence, but it's great defending by Campbell there. A really good tackle. Mitchell with a poor clearance. Walker-Peters picks up and he's past Lerma, but it's not a great ball, and it's just a poor clearance from Lerma too, and it's a throw into West Ham. Bit of a scrappy start from both teams. Fernandes going all the way back to Hermansen just to keep the possession, West Ham. Mavropanos goes long looking for Pablo. Lacroix heads it down to Hughes, and he gives it to Lerma and back to Campbell. How's everyone feeling in the live chat? I will turn my attention to the chat whenever there's a a lull in the game or a stoppage in the game where I feel safe that I'm not going to miss something. Because obviously a lot of you guys will be a little bit ahead of me. So obviously you'll be celebrating should we score or should we concede. You'll be venting, understandably. And I don't like spoilers. So to prevent them, I must keep my eyes on the screen in front of me here. As Bowen fouls Canvo. Nice bit of play by the Palace centre-back. I've been impressed by him in recent weeks. I'd be patient with Glasner being happy with the trio of Richards, Lacroix and Margay. But since the skipper moved to Man City, he's been in the team and stayed in the team. Got his minutes in the Conference League earlier on in the season, though. But such a young player. I think he's only 19, but I think he's looking really good. Mitchell sends it in, and it's Larsson has a shot, and it's a real tame effort, but a bit of a difficult one. Outside of his right foot, weak effort. Wasn't difficult one to connect with. He's in front of the goal. Probably one of them you're probably better off not trying to shoot, really, and trying to lay off Johnson or something. But goal kick to West Ham, which Manson goes short to Disasi. And he goes long, but Richards heads it down to Lerma. Out to Munoz. He's got a bit of space on this right-hand side. Puts the cross in, but Disasi heads it away back towards Munoz. Although he couldn't quite get under control, which allows Fernandez to give it to Somerville. Back to Juve, and he just clears it down that left-hand side. And it's gone straight back to the Palace defence, which Tate is chasing down. Seven minutes gone. A scrappy start. A scrappy 7 minutes at Selhurst Park thus far. Palace maybe looking the more comfortable team so far in possession, but they've done nothing with it yet. Let me just pop it onto the statistics for the game since the carousel is not working. Oh, it's not got the statistics. It's broken again. I'll need to have a word. So fix out the graphics. Still scrappy. Fernandez there just maybe had an opportunity to just give it to Pablo, but it was a poor pass. But Fernandez has done really well to win it back here from Pino and gets away from Munoz and gets fouled. It's another free kick to West Ham. He's starting to see a lot of the ball in the opening stages at Selhurst Park so far for West Ham. Fernandez. The one player that seems to be quite composed. Luke saying, I feel oddly calm knowing we essentially only really play in the second half. Another sloppy ball, this time by Richards to Souček, who gives it to Tati out to Walker-Peters, who's in a lot of space out on this right-hand side, which is going to allow Bowen just to get up the pitch as well, and he does. He gives it to Bowen, he gives it back to him. West Ham got bodies in the box here as Bowen gives it to Souček, out to Walker-Peters, Somerville, Pablo and Tati in there. The cross comes in, but it's headed away by Chris Richards, but Fernandez volleys out to Juve on the left, who puts a cross in really early. It's not a good cross, and it's out for a goal kick. Right idea, poor execution. We're certainly keen to get the crosses into the box tonight. Walker-Peters very early on got the cross in, and just there, him and Bowen trying to work it to get the cross in. As Palace take the goal kick and play it out from the back as Richards gives it in to Johnson, but Juve done well, allowing Pablo to knock it down to Somerville, but handball against Fernandez. Felt a bit harsh, but handball's handball, I guess. And Palace go backwards with the resulting free kick as they shift it from right to left, but little options. So back across the face of the Palace defence it goes. Still, but the Palace defence, as Lacroix gives it to Lerma, and he's under pressure. He tries to pop out to Richards, gets it all wrong, and it's a throw into West Ham. Quite far down on our left-hand side, maybe 20 yards out from the goal line. Gives us an opportunity to try and do something. If we had a long thrower, we could maybe utilise that at this point, but we do not. As we try and put some passes together, doesn't work, and Palace break. Pino on the ball at the minute. Gives it out to Munoz on this right-hand side. Well, as West Ham get the bodies back. As Pino comes forward, Fernandez with a great tackle. And he gives it to Souček. Great play. He's having a really good start. Been sloppy on a couple of occasions, Fernandez, but I do feel like he's taking a lot of responsibility in there. And I think he's winning the ball back a lot just in front of that defence. I think it's been a strong start by him in midfield. 11.5 minutes, nothing for either goalkeeper to do so far. I think Tati getting a little bit frustrated up front here because obviously Palace have got the 3 centre-backs and we've only got the 2 strikers, so it's quite easy for the Palace defence just to shift it left to right, which is making it difficult for Pablo and Tati to press because they're always outnumbered. But we are forcing Palace long. As we're not committing to the press, it means that Somerville's marking Munoz and we've got Jared Bowen marking Mitchell. And Tati and Pablo are just sitting in front of Lerma and Hughes trying to prevent that pass into the middle. And I don't know why there's a throw in to Crystal Palace here. Everyone seemed a bit confused, but they've got one. And Richards has gone over there to take the long throw. Quite far out, actually. It's going to require a severe long throw. Capable of it. And it is a long throw. Lacroix gives Bowen a nudge. Referee says nope, and Pablo heads it away. As Richards picks it off Mitchell, he sends a cross in from deep towards Pino. Juve wins it. Somerville brings it down, and Souček pops out to Juve. He's done well to get a free kick there, Juve. I thought he miscontrolled that. I thought he was on his way to bobble out, but he managed to somehow keep it in and win us a free kick. Feel like he's maybe wearing boots one size too big or something so far. But anyway, free kick to West Ham on our left-hand side. I don't know what we've done with it, but it's gone out for a throw into Crystal Palace on the right-hand side. I never seen it, but I can only guess Juve has just walloped it across the pitch and it's flown out for a throw-in or something. Still 0-0. As Palace get the game underway, as Larson pings out to Munoz, doesn't find him. Juve intercepts it. Somerville gets away from Hughes. This is what we need. Tate into Pablo. Come on. Pablo's on the ball. He looked for Somerville. Tate's on the ball now. Tate! I think the pass to Bowen was maybe on there for Pablo and then Tate. I think Pablo tried the more difficult pass, getting it into Somerville, I think it was, on his left. Just have a look here. Tate gives it to Pablo. Yeah, he tries a difficult pass. The option of Bowen was there. And Tate, the option of Bowen was definitely there. Option of Pablo was there for Tate. Took the shot on himself. High and wide. A bit of positive play for West Ham, though. First time a team's had an effort at goal. As Richards switches play, Bowen intercepts it. Whilst obviously I'm very focused on how West Ham are playing, Palace have been quite sloppy thus far as well. As Disasi heads it away, and Fernandez knocks it down to Walker Peters, who gives it to Jared Bowen. Got players up here, if we can find them, and you just can't quite find Tate. And it goes back to Henderson, who just clears it down the middle of the park. Gets played out here to Munoz. His cross is blocked by Juve, and it's a throw-in to Crystal Palace. Down there, right-hand side. Munoz just asking Richards if he's going to come take this long throw. I suspect he is, given how patient he's being over the throw-in. Bit of height in that box for Crystal Palace. Larsson, Lacroix, Lerma's not bad in the air either. And Richards will take this throw. It's the one advantage of a centre-back taking your long throws, I suppose, for the team defending, is that one of your main aerial threats is taking the throw. As Munoz goes back to Mitchell and out to Canville. Just over 16 minutes gone at Selhurst Park so far as Mavropanos pinches it off Larsson. His pass is blocked and it's a throw in to West Ham over on our right hand side. Walker Peters shall take. Tate gets it off Pablo flick on, but Richards takes off him. Somerville does well though. Fernandez gives out to Juve on this left hand side. And he finds Tate, good ball by Juve. And that's really poor play by Tate. He's tried to control it with his right foot when he needed to control it with his left. I don't know what he's done. He's taken a poor first touch and then his legs just went to jelly. Strange. Really strange. Just seemed so one-footed there. Felt quite simple to control it with his left foot, but he insisted on trying to control it with his right foot. Made a right mess of it. Anyway, game's resumed. 17.5 minutes on the clock. As Richards goes long, but Disasi comes over and makes a rare error, but redeemed himself slightly. Quick throw by Munoz, looking for Johnson, and it goes through to Hermansen, and Hermansen's just telling someone to switch on. I think that's maybe part of the problem when you assume every Palace throw is going to be a long throw. So when it goes out, you relax a little bit because you assume Chris Richards is going to come up and take it. And then when he doesn't, you're switched off. As Disasi switches it to Walker Peters. Souček gives it to Walker Peters and he goes back to Mads Hermansen. And I've missed the clock. But better late than never. And Bowen into Tate, who's surely getting fouled, but he's got it back to Bowen and he's unable to find Pablo with his pass. And just need to be a bit better. Just need to be a bit better. Lacroix on the ball for Crystal Palace. Now Lerma has it. He gives it out to Mitchell on this left-hand side. For Palace, back to Lerma. Good play of those two. Larsson and Johnson in the middle. Johnson's unmarked at present. And it goes, and it's Johnson! And that's a big let-off. That's a free header for Brennan Johnson, and he's put it well wide. Unmarked, completely unmarked. The proof is, I literally just said, he stood there unmarked. Larsson took Disasi away. The two of them, Disasi and Johnson, were stood right beside. Larsson and Johnson were stood beside Disasi. Larsson moved, so Disasi had to go with him. And Juve's not marking anyone, just watching it. Probably keeping an eye on Munoz. And it's a free header from Brennan Johnson. 7-8 yards out, and he's put it well wide. Luckily, he's shit in the air, but that's a huge let-off for West Ham. Big opportunity for Palace. As Juve comes forward, Brennan Johnson brings him down, and he's got to get booked for that. The second foul he's done on Juve. And he is going to get a yellow card. So that's how booking for Brennan Johnson. Felt a bit unnecessary, not really in keeping with the game, really. I think they get, whoops, bloody hell, I just kicked the desk there. Anyway, Fernandez shall take the free kick. He's going to go straight into the box here. It's a high line for Crystal Palace. They're not even on the edge of their box. They're on the edge of the D. It's Fernandez arrows it towards Souček, who gets his head on it, heads it towards the box, but Henderson comes out and gathers it. A good goalkeeping there by the Palace stopper. Mitchell tackles Walker-Peters, throw into West Ham. As we approach 22 minutes on the clock, as the referee just insisting Walker-Peters retreats a little bit before he takes this throw. It's quite a hard return from Tati to Walker-Peters there. He's brought under control, got nicked off him, but luckily Souček was on hand to deal with it, and it comes out to Juve. Gives it to Somerville. Juve's sort of in Somerville's way here a little bit, but Somerville uses him, gets brought down by Munoz, and the referee's giving us a free kick, and it's a decent position if we can get a good cross in here by Fernandez. Munoz fouling Somerville. I feel very warm. When I went for a pee earlier, I had to check the heating's not on, which it is not. Anyway, I appreciate I could wear a t-shirt, but I don't have a t-shirt on. I've only got my hoodie on. I've got no t-shirt, so I can't strip off. Got shorts on, though, hence why I've got a hoodie and no t-shirt. And that's my attire today, but I feel got like a hot flush. Anyway, tired and hot. I don't know if I may come down with something. Keep your distance. Right, free kick to West Ham. Somerville and Juve over it. So not Fernandez on this occasion. Somerville sends it in from the left-hand side. It's not a bad one, but Henderson's up and gets that easily enough. Good goalkeeping. Maybe a little bit too high. Somerville, I think direction was okay. I think it's just the height was a little bit too much, so no one could get on it. I think I am, Feza. I think I am going through the change. I'm just going to blame West Ham. Mark's suggesting the same thing, menopausal. I think it is. I think I'll go through the menopause. It's time. As Souček takes down Mitchell, free kick to Crystal Palace. Have we just had the one shot so far? Tati's effort. I think that's it, isn't it? Admittedly, they've only had one shot as well. Johnson's one. As Bowen gets the ball back here. He's crowded out there. And Palace win it. Give it to Pino. He's got his head up. He's got a few options, but he plays it safe and gives it to Chris Richards. Into Hughes. Fernandez quite high up pressing here, which is good to see, but I always get a little bit worried because it leaves space in behind our midfield. But Palace are just lacking that decisive pass at the minute. Richards, he's been quite dodgy, Chris Richards, hasn't he? I think he's been quite sloppy so far. His pass was so lazy there. I mean, Tati's right in front of him. And he's trying to pass it around him. And Tati's got his foot on it. He goes out for a goal kick. But he couldn't bring it under control. Richards is having a sloppy match thus far. As Henderson's long ball goes all the way through to Hermansen. A couple of people saying that Dan, when I did my match preview with Dan, he's the Palace fan, he said that Palace looked like they were on the beach, and a couple of people saying that they agree. It does look like Palace on the beach thus far, as Bowen sends a cross in, headed away by Canvo, and it falls to Pino. Opportunity here for Palace to break. I think both teams are better on the counter-attack, and Palace gives it to Bennett Johnson. I mean, what's going on here? Johnson! Oh, not far wide. He's... Yeah. He's in acres of space, Johnson. I'm just watching here. Souček goes out to Pino, and Johnson's there. There's no one... Mavpanos closes him down, but there's no one marking him at all. What's Ironix said? Ironix is getting praise for his statement. Oh, he said I'm going through the change into an Englishman. Oi! I preferred it when it was suggested that I'm going through the menopause. There he's bouncing around in the middle of the park at the minute. Mavpanos has committed a foul on Larson. So it's a free kick to Palace just inside their own half. 27 minutes. It's not looking great. I just want to say a massive thank you to Andrew, saying, telling you Spurs are down, us and you fight again, marching on together. And also to RM, who's saying, hope West Ham stay up. But Max Kilman is a shithouse, and he's also a Leeds United fan, I think. Bowen's done well. He's away from Hughes. He gives it out to Somerville. Come on. It's Somerville! Oh. Blocked by Richards. Pablo. It's cleared. The Sassy Mavpanos, good play between them. This is where you got to move the ball quickly. You got to get the ball back up the pitch quick as you can. When you get a bit of momentum and you can get a shot away, just try and get that next shot away. Start testing them. Make it uncomfortable for them. The Sassy goes long. Not a great ball. And Canvo will just see this out for a throw-in to Crystal Palace. Bowen done well. Good play by Bowen. He's not had the best start to the game so far, but he did fine there. He gave it to Somerville. Good defending by Richards. I think Pablo was offside, but he was the one that got on the end of it and tried to cut it back. Well defended by Crystal Palace in the end. As Bowen's on the ball, he's done well, but Souček's breaking a lot of play up so far in this half. Souček. As Will Hughes loses out and Walker Peters picks up the loose ball. Lovely little ball to Jai Bowen. Only Pablo to aim for Bowen, but he takes his time, gets it back onto his left foot. And he tried to find Walker Peters. It was blocked and it's out for throw-in to West Ham. Right down by the corner flag on our right-hand side. He's speaking to Mavpanos, Bowens. I don't know if he's suggesting that Mavpanos should come up and take the long throw or something here, but he hasn't. Walker Peters will take it, and there's little options, but he finds Tate, who's flick on, found Lacroix, and has been cleared. As Larson makes life difficult for Mavpanos, but the Greek done well and gives it back to Juve, who finds Somerville on this left-hand side and into Fernandez. And we're starting to move in the ball about a little bit better in the last few minutes, I think. Dare I say it? I think we've a little bit quicker at moving the ball, I think. Let me know in the chat how you're feeling. Fernandez's pass is deflected by Johnson out for a throw-in on our left, which Juve takes quickly into Pablo and gets it back. And that's a lovely ball by Juve into Souček. Walker Peters in acres of space out on this right-hand side. Wants it, gets it. And we need to take more of this advantage, I think, doubling up. He looks for Jared Bowen, deflection, and a corner. Yeah, it is a corner. Henderson let it run out, so made me think it was maybe a goal kick, but it did take a deflection. Corner kick over on that left-hand side, so fingers crossed that we can do something as I just try and fix up this. Right, corner kick. Jared Bowen shall take it. Where is our big Greek? And it comes from Bowen. Head away by Richards. Back into by Juve. And Desassi. So the bar. He looks off. Yeah, he's offside. I thought he was offside. Hence the lack of excitement. Not bad ball by Bowen. I thought the corner delivery was okay. It's in the area you want it to. The issue is when you sort of attack the front post and nobody was really attacking the back post, only Somerville. Which is quite unusual because if I recall correctly, last week against Wolves, Mavropanos was attacking the back post. As Richards is on the ball. And it's well defended there by West Ham as Mavropanos heads it back to Hermansen, who releases it quickly to Fernandez. Back to Juve. Under pressure from Hughes, and he just plays it off Hughes and gets a throw in. Somerville fouls Lerma. Free kick to Palace. 32 minutes on the clock at Selhurst Park. Still Crystal Palace 0. West Ham United 0. Not much to speak about. There was a big chance for Brennan Johnson and a half chance by Brennan Johnson as well. As Lacroix plays it out to Canvo. A lot of optimism in the live chat at the moment. A couple of people saying we're still going to win. Chris saying they're there for the taking, but we're asleep. Joe saying second half we're going to go at these lot. I can feel it. As Pino picks the ball up and gives it to Mitchell on that left-hand side, and it goes back to Canvo. And now Lacroix on the edge of the Crystal Palace box receives it from his teammate. Takes his time. Canvo switches play to Munoz out on this right-hand side for Palace. It's a bit high for him, so he has to head it. But he gives it to Johnson and receives it back from him. Good play there between those two. Very patient, Crystal Palace. Very, very patient. They're just keeping the ball at the moment as they slowly progress upfield. As Mitchell swings the ball in from the left-hand side, but it's headed away by Desassi. Hughes is on the ball now, over on that right-hand side for Crystal Palace. But Fernandez wins the ball back and goes down and gets a free kick. And I think he got a little bit lucky to get that one. I'm not sure that was a free kick. I think he did that thing where players go down and just hold on to the ball and force the referee to sort of give you it. Yeah, that's not a foul, that. I don't think anyone touches Fernandez. I think he sort of falls over. Yeah, Munoz doesn't touch him. Maybe there's a little bit from Johnson. As Hermansen goes long with the free kick, it gets headed down towards Somerville, who gets brought down by Lerma, and it's another free kick to West Ham. And I think it was Lerma. Hughes is looking guilty, but you think that's going to be a bookable offence? Surely it was definitely a naughty one from whoever it was. I thought it was Lerma, but let's have a look. Oh, it is Hughes that trods on him. Lerma comes across him, but it's Hughes that stands on his Achilles. Aye, that does look sore. Somerville looks in pain in that. It's a sore one, that one. Surely a booking at least. He's taking a minute to get up here, Somerville. He's still on the deck. I think a couple of West Ham players are trying to drag him up. No physio, so that's encouraging. Hopefully he can run this one off. That is so. I think it's accidental. But it studs down the back of his Achilles. That fucking hell. That bit makes me sting. Ever since watching that movie when the Achilles got cut, I'm not really squirmish, but that does make me squirm. The Achilles. And it goes by Fernandez. It's not a bad ball. And Lacroix's the one that gets his head on it, and Pino heads away further, and Hughes brings it down. And Somerville does really well. He's fast. And Tate sends a cross in. Oh, it's not a bad idea by Tate. He just couldn't quite find Thomas Souček. Was Hughes not even booked? Tate's switch play there. I mean, it's the right idea. It's not the end of the world. It's not that. It's just a little bit too much on it, but I think the ball in from Fernandez was good. The ball from Tate to Souček there, it's the right idea. Just a bit too much on it, but unlucky. Go again. And it's another free kick to West Ham. Strand Larsen, the guilty culprit, this time for pushing Juve. I can't believe Hughes never got booked for that. Cannot believe it. I don't even know why Larsen's moaning. Yes, Juve backs into him, but he's got his eyes on the ball the whole time. You put your hands up and shove him. What are you on about? Anyway, 37 minutes on the clock now. 8 minutes of normal time plus whatever's added on. I'd imagine it's going to be quite a small number that goes up at the moment. And there's been no stoppages as Fernandez goes long. Mavropanos gets his head on it. And luckily, it was hooked away by Munoz because that could easily have just bounced out for a goal kick. It was a very tame effort. As Kyle Walker-Peters will take the throw in. Come on, boys. Just need to up the tempo. If we can just try and up the tempo between now and half time, just try and put it on them a little bit. Mavropanos to Souček. He flicks it to Pablo. Tate's the only one in the box here as Pablo crosses it, but it's blocked. Mitchell brings it down, looks for Pino. Fernandez puts him under pressure, and he gets a second chance at it. That's a good ball into Johnson, but Disasi's done really well there, and Fernandez has helped him out massively. As Fernandez is on the ball once again, it goes out to Juve on this left-hand side, who puts it down the line for Tate, who's made a run but can't get on the end of it. And Lacroix just plays it safe and puts it out for a throw into West Ham on this left-hand side, right down by the corner flag. And he takes it quickly to Tate, and he just fires it into that box really high. And Bowen heads it towards Pablo, but Henderson punches it. Tate! Ah, it's blocked. Somerville picks up, though the attack's not over. Somerville puts it back in towards Pablo. But it goes away. Walker-Peters picks up. We've got to go back in. We've got to get the ball back in. Come on. When we get a little bit of momentum, I think you've just got to keep going. And Juve clatters into Johnson, and the referee's giving a foul against him, which it is, and he's getting the physios on as both players are down holding their heads at the minute. And it did look like a sore one. Tate looked unlucky there. He tried an overhead kick, and I think it's the defender that blocks it. But for the first time tonight, I think we had some poor goalkeeping from Henderson. I think he's been quite assured until tonight, and he got that one badly wrong. It was an interesting cross by Juve, just walloping it high into the box like that. But Bowen was the one that headed it. Poor goalkeeping, and Tate with an overhead kick, and it gets blocked. And he's unlucky, Tate. He gets on target. It's one of them. You just never know. It's the choir that blocks it. It's Henderson didn't get there. Unlucky. On another day, you never know. I think he did well. He caught it nice enough. Anyway, Brendan Johnson's sitting up. Juve is also sitting up. As both are still getting medical attention. Johnson's on his feet as he makes his way to the edge of the pitch. Just showing us Alan Power doing the crowd there next to Steve Parish. And Juve also up on his feet, embracing Johnson on the touchline. Free kick to Palace. We might see 2 or 3 minutes added on now because of that. Henderson shall take and go long. Towards Larson, who gets a flick on. Pino brings it down. Cuts it back towards Larson. Blocked by Thomas Souček. Chris Richards picks up the loose ball. Out to Pino. Into Munoz, but he can't get under control. Bowen gives it to Tate. Back to Disasi. Bowen's on the left. Disasi knows he's there. He looks for him. And he just can't quite keep it in, Jared Bowen. I don't think it was a bad ball by Disasi. I don't know. Felt like Bowen was moving in slow motion there. Right idea. Bowen made the right move and Disasi seen him. Just a little bit too much on it. As Johnson and Juve return to the play, Richards goes long with the throw down the right-hand side as Larson flicks it on and Souček just heads it back down towards Mavropanos, who gives it to Walker Peters, who doesn't have much options. He just has to go with a hopeful ball down the right towards Pablo, and it's poor play by Canvo. Pablo takes it off him. Bowen's the only one in the box. Pablo crosses it, and it's been put behind by Mitchell. Corner kick to West Ham. Right, come on, Bowen. A better corner this time. Where is the big break? Corner kick to West Ham over on our right, which Bowen shall take. Where is Mavropanos? There he is. Hopefully this time we can get one towards the back post. He's certainly there, and it comes from Jared Bowen. Oh, headed away. Somerville picks it up on this left-hand side, though. He's under pressure, but he cuts it back to Juve. Gives it back to Somerville. Chance, good skill by Somerville to Fernandez, who's gone out to help them. There's 3-on-3 out there as Fernandez gives it to Juve. Souček's in a nice position. Juve sends a cross in. Oh! It was Mavropanos trying to look who it was. Mavropanos got a strong header. Good save by Henderson. Fernandez has got it. Come on, boys. We've got them. Keep going. Fernandez gives it to Pablo. Knocks it down to Souček. Back to Pablo. Tries a little bit of skill. It's blocked by Richards. Pablo's still got it through. Lays off. Juve, who swings it in. But Mavropanos isn't there anymore. Bowen picks it up at the end and it goes out for a goal kick. And Mavropanos. Juve with a lovely cross in. Does really well. Mavropanos is really strong in there. Gets up above Larson. Beats him to it completely. A lot of power on it. And it's a strong, strong hand from Dean Henderson. Unlucky Mavropanos. Better from West Ham. I feel like we've been doing okay the last 10 minutes or so. I think we've been playing a little bit better. My optimism may be misplaced. Let me know in the live chat. Somerville gives it to Pablo. Out on this left-hand side, as we've only got 15 seconds of normal time to go, I'd imagine there's going to be 2 or 3 minutes added on because of the head injury. As Walker Peters has the ball now and gives it back to Mavropanos and out to Disasi. Into Pablo, who turns, and there's 4 minutes of stoppage time. Pablo goes out to Walker Peters, but it's not the best pass. And Mitchell intercepts it and he gets away from Fernandez. And a good chance here for Crystal Palace. Mitchell coming forward. It's still Mitchell. Still, it's Mitchell. And it's wide for a goal kick. fuck's sake, man. I don't like it when they attack. Weirdly, my biggest fear right now, I think we've been playing better the last 10 minutes. We've been unlucky with Tati and Mavropanos. We've been unlucky not to score with those two there. My biggest fear right now is Sarr on the bench. That's my biggest fear. Anyway, the game is back underway. Pablo heads it towards Tati. Wants a free kick. The referee's having none of it. We've had 1 minute of the minimum four played already. As Juve is a little bit hesitant, but so he gives it to Somerville short and goes back to Juve. It goes back to Disasi on the edge of our own box. And Hermansen goes long. Campbell picks up easily enough, and he just goes long now towards Larson. But Souček, who's having a good half. I think Souček's been really busy. And he gives it to Fernandez. And that's not a good pass by him. And it's out for a throw into Palace over on their right-hand side. Too many players not on it for West Ham in the first half. I think the centre-backs are doing fine. I think they're playing well. I think Walker-Peters is busy. I think Souček's been good. I think he's been involved out of possession. Need to see more. Anyway, it falls to Bowen. And that's a terrible pass. Terrible touch from Bowen, sorry. It was hit at him from a Palace player, but I don't know. I'd usually trust Bowen to kill something like that dead. As Juve gives it to Somerville, gets it back. Looks for Somerville, although it took a deflection, falls to Lerma. Will Hughes on the ball now for Crystal Palace. Into Larson, but Disasi does really well, and he goes past Will Hughes. The centre-back's having a really good game for West Ham as Tati gives it to Somerville on his left-hand side. A chance for West Ham maybe to get forward, and he's offside. Just felt a bit unnecessary to be offside there. Let's have a look. Yeah, he doesn't need to do that. He is offside. The linesman's got it right, but 48 minutes gone, at least one more minute of stoppage time. I can't see there being more than one more minute added on, though. Nothing's happened in stoppage time. That is part of the problem. As Henderson goes long with the resulting free kick, looking for Larson, who nudges Juve, and it's out for throw into West Ham. Not the most entertaining half of football so far at Crystal Palace. Hermansen's got the ball for us. 20 seconds to go. I assume it'll be 0-0 at half-time, but with West Ham, you can never assume these things. We're always capable of doing something silly. I appreciate it's half-time, real time, but I'm delayed, hence why I'm not looking at the... I mean, there's 2 seconds, right? Statistics coming up. They've had 5 shots to our 4. No shots on target for Palace to our 2. Anyway, half-time, Selhurst Park. Crystal Palace 0, West Ham United 0. Let's discuss it. Let's discuss what we've seen, what we've liked, what we've disliked. It's up to you. Get it in your comments into live chat. I'm going to get them up here. Not down there, rather. That's where we're going to get the comments up here over the next 10-15 minutes, and I'll give you my thoughts as well. But while you are here, if you don't mind, would you please subscribe if you're new to Hammers Chat, and also do drop a like on the video as well by clicking the thumbs up button. If we can get 1,000 likes, that would be great. John saying, not sure Bowen's suffering from a dead leg following that early knock. Oscar saying Bowen isn't playing well. Shooter saying not bad at all. Aswike saying not good, but not bad. Mixed bag. Josh says a goal wins this. Matt likes Pablo. Hey, Docs is saying we need to keep this end of half momentum into the second half. Reddy is saying Bowen's looked a bit off the pace so far. Hope for a sharper next 45 Minnie is saying Bowen's been a little bit off it. He'll pick up the second half and make the difference. Ash is saying Bowen needs to up it in the second half. He's been terrible. Joel saying we played really well. Just need the right ball in the final third. I think we will win 2-0. Paul saying rushed passes without pressure. Bad first touches everywhere, and the vision is equivalent to bloody Ray Charles. Ferg is saying Fergalk. Or maybe just Fergal, I don't know. Palace were really poor. I think we will suffer not getting a goal before they make their changes. John saying I'm okay with a draw. Difficult place to go under the lights, and I'm confident we can beat Everton next week. See, I am not, so I don't know if that's what's feeding into you being okay with a draw and me not being okay with a draw. That lack of confidence / confidence for that Everton game. We've got different opinions there. Hey, Doc, saying this is Crystal Palace's B team. I think that's a bit harsh. I think if Crystal Palace had an FA Cup final tomorrow and everyone was fit on form, 9 of that 11 start. I think Wharton and Sarr come into the team, and you can make an argument for Mateta over Larson. But I am very, very confident. Henderson, Richards, Lacroix, Canvo, Munoz, Mitchell, one of, maybe Kamada would partner Wharton in fairness, but certainly one of those that Pino or Johnson would probably start alongside. So I think that's calling it their B team is a little bit harsh. Jake saying we need the win. Bobby saying I disagree with comments on Bowen. His pressing has gained us possession on a few occasions. Pablo has been poor on the ball. Dime says 1 goal. I think we will win it. BD saying feels very similar to the first half. Us coming on strong at the end of the 45. Hopefully we up the intensity in the second half. Aaron saying I worry it's one of them games. We don't take our chances. Joe is saying it's fine. No, at half time away from home. I think we'll come out the blocks and nick this 1-0. Alex is saying this is very winnable. Don't underestimate how good our setup is at cancelling out decent opposition. Formsy saying typical West Ham might make it hard, but I think we'll get the win. Matt is saying you can tell we're confident by the skill that we're doing out on the pitch. Random says they're not creating anything. I think we get another couple of chances and score 1 or 2 for the win. Charles is saying Palace are there for the taking. We just need to up our game. Harry's saying Pablo needs passing coaching in a big way. Makes Souček look like Alonso. Caught me off guard, that one did. As Wiki says, keep this till the hour mark, then we'll take off Pablo and Tate for Kante and Wilson. I don't know about those subs. I understand why you're saying it, Wiki, and I appreciate it. I think it's a prediction rather than a desire, but I'm not sure those subs would make me feel good, if I'm honest with you. Nathan saying, I think we've had 6s and 7s across the pitch, just waiting for someone to step up and grab the game by the scruff of the neck. Do you know what? I'm actually inclined to agree with Nathan there. A lot of okay, meh performances, but no one's... I think the centre-backs are having good games, but the midfield, the attack, I don't think anyone's playing great in possession. Jay is saying overall positive, some sloppy passages of play, especially first 15 minutes. Growing into the game, 3 points in bound. A lot of optimism in the live chat, quite like it. Mark, who's a Nottingham Forest fan, says you're going to win this one for sure. And Philip saying this game is calling for Adama. And you know what? I'm inclined to agree with him. I think having someone like Adama on might help. It does. I just think it needs someone to be a bit more aggressive. And when I say aggressive, I think a lot of people would assume I mean in the tackle. But I mean just getting the ball and just having that urgency, having that desire to start taking players on and do something. Keith's saying, really sloppy first half. We've had the better of it for sure. Early goal in the second half calmed things down. Tat Riffit saying Palace look tired when we attack. They're sloppy in possession. They're giving the ball away. Cheap fouls and giving the ball away a lot. Very winnable from this position. I agree with that. I think it is winnable. I think it's not been a good half for us, but I don't think it's been a bad one either. I think defensively we're looking okay, although saying that we're lucky that Brennan Johnson isn't very good. I think Johnson had that header. He should be doing better. We got away with that one. Then he had that chance on the edge of the box as well. One coming from poor marking, the other one coming from Palace on the break. Going forward, though, we've created a couple of decent chances ourselves. Tate with overhead kick, Math Paddles' header. So there are opportunities, and I think there's been opportunities to create better opportunities, if that makes sense. That pass from Bowen to Tate that got intercepted. Tate taking a shot on rather than passing to Pablo or Bowen, for example. I think there's been a couple of incorrect decisions or poor execution when there's been an opportunity on for West Ham. I think we can certainly go on and win this, but I do also certainly think we can go on and lose this if we're not careful as well. Looking at our bench, would I make subs just yet? Maybe not this second, but I think I'm always inclined to try and put sort of Bowen up front, and I don't know why. Is it just because I think he's the most clinical player we've got? Do you bring Adama on for Pablo and then put Bowen up front? Maybe. I think it would certainly give us that directness down the channel, and also give us someone who might score a half chance. Now, Bowen's not been good. I'm not pretending Bowen's played well. I agree with the comments saying that he's not having a good half. I think he's been sloppy. But I always have hope and faith that Bowen will come good in a game of football. If he turns up for 5 minutes, he's good enough to get a goal, get an assist or something like that. So that's why I'd keep Bowen on. So I think I'd maybe be inclined to put Bowen through the middle and put Adama on the right. But I don't know if I'd do it straight away. I think I'd maybe wait 10 minutes or something just to see if they're going to give us a bit of a reaction. But I do think we're going to have to be quicker than Palace. My concern is Sarr. Coming on. I think he's much better than what Palace have got on the pitch currently. And I think if he was in the spaces that Brennan Johnson's been in, I think he might have punished us. And I appreciate it's very hypothetical and a lot of if, buts and maybes, but I rate him very, very highly. And I think that would concern me when he comes on. Can we please be a goal up before he comes onto the pitch? Because that will worry me quite a bit. Right, let me turn my attention to the live chat. Brad wouldn't change anything yet as he thinks we've been growing into the game. And I agree with that. You know, I said it during the first half that the last 10, 15 minutes of that half, I think we were the better team. I think we were improving. Billy would put Somerville in the number 10 and Adama on the left. Dale saying, we will score. We always do with this formation. A few tweaks and we are getting at them. Pardon me. Rob saying we need to make changes before they do. I think we will wait and Sar Mateta's going to come on and he will worry. Joe's saying need to draw defenders to the wings. Yeah, I think that's the space for West Ham tonight, isn't it? The space is down the side. We've seen Walker Peters pushing up, supporting Jared Bowen, Juve with Somerville dragging Pino and Johnson back out into wide positions. But I think when we switch the play, and it's more left to right and right to left, but when we've gone over there, Walker Peters is usually unmarked because Bowen's got Mitchell pinned back and it's got a lot of space for Walker Peters to get the ball out to. And I'd like to see a little bit more of that. But what I think I'd be saying too, I'd be taking a leaf out of Leeds United against Man United. When Leeds United played Man United at Old Trafford, literally a week ago today, they were doing something similar. They played with a different formation, could have played with wing backs, but they were up against Man U's forward at the back. Where they were pushing Okafor and Aronson out wide, using them to get the ball up the pitch. But once they were in the final third, they were coming in field, they were getting right close to Calvert-Lewin, allowing Bogle and Goodmanson to hold the whip. And I think that's what I'd like to see a little bit more of from West Ham. That when we get the ball out to Walker Peters, I think Jared Bowen's holding the width on the right-hand side, pinning Mitchell back. I think I'd like to see Bowen getting off that touchline. As soon as Walker Peters got it, get in the box, get in there next to Tate and Pablo, and give Mitchell something to do. Are you going to go with Bowen, or are you going to pass him on? Because if you pass them on, it's 3v3. Send the cross in early. But if you go with Bowen, it leaves a load of room for Kyle Walker-Peters to venture forward in. I think that's what I'd like to see a little bit more of. because whenever it goes out to Walker Peters, Bowen just stays on the touchline and he's quite high up already, so it doesn't really move. He just stays where he is, and I think it can become a little bit congested. Now, I actually quite like their build-up play in the right-hand side, and they do get the crosses in, but I just want to be a little bit more spicy in the attack, a little bit more aggressive, and say, come on then, we're going to drag you out of position here, because I think it's been comfortable enough for Palace in position. Mitchell just stands with Bowen, Walker Peters comes forward, Pino comes over. They're okay. They've got 3 centre-backs marking our 2 strikers. Now, usually, most teams play a back 4. You've got 2 strikers against 2 centre-backs, but Palace have got the numerical advantage with this formation. So I think we've got to do something. What else can we do? And I think my solution would be to try and get Jared Bowen in that box a little bit more often, because Bowen, I feel like it stopped post-Lopetegui, but under Lopetegui, Jared Bowen was incredible in the air, remember? He just kept scoring headers under Lopetegui. Don't know how. He just did, but I feel like it's dried up a little bit. It doesn't really get in those positions anymore. So that would be my suggestion. So, Gouch is saying the problem with Walker Peters, he hasn't been able to beat his man, so he tries to play Bowen on the wing. Wan-Bissaka's better going past the first man, so that's a swap. And I get that, but I guess what I'm suggesting, you don't require him to beat the first man. Just get the ball... Get the cross in a little bit deeper, maybe. Mick, thank you very much for the support. There's no adverts on the watch along, or during the watch along, I should say. Thanks to the support in the live chat. Mick is saying we are just better than Spurs. We are. Mayo saying, do you think Palace will put on some subs like Mateta or Sarr? They will eventually, if not immediately. Definitely. Right then, the teams are not quite out yet. They've gone back to more adverts. There you go. Belshar says, throw Kante on, nothing to lose here. Really don't care about a point. I do. I get what you're saying in the sense that we need to try and win, and I agree, but I wouldn't risk, as in, someone earlier said, I'd rather try for the win and lose than take a point. I would prefer to take a point, but I get what you're saying, which is we need to try and get all 3 points, and I agree. Matty's saying, no changes, just need to kick up the arse and play with more urgency. Bowen and Somerville need to be more direct, running at them and playing through the lines, then continuing their runs into the box. Sanctuary saying, second half subs will decide this match, and it feels a difficult one to disagree with from Sanctuary there as well. BMH saying, I wouldn't make any changes. Team is playing well. We edged it first half and we're always better in the second half. Craven saying, I said 1-0 Palace at the start. Bob saying, you guys need 36 points to stay up. Don't turn your nose up. I think we need more than that, Bob, personally. But I covered that. It's like going over trotting ground. I covered that yesterday. I think we're going to need a little bit more than 36. Anyway, second half is about to get underway. Crystal Palace shall take the kickoff. And Pino will get us underway in the second half at the Selhurst Park. And I can't see any changes for either team, as he goes all the way back to Henderson. And we're underway in the second half at Selhurst Park. A big 45 minutes for both teams coming up. Crystal Palace can still get European football in the league. This is one of their 2 games in hand. 6 points behind Chelsea in 6 prior to tonight's kickoff. We need to avoid relegation. As Larson is rolling on the deck here, as Disasi stands over him, chewing his chewing gum. Oh, get up, man. Imagine having a big striker. Imagine, that would infuriate me. Like, having a big striker like that, and then he just goes down as if he's been shot. Does Disasi hit him on the head? Yes, but come on, man. Look at the size of you. Anyway, throw into West Ham, which Juve takes, gets it back from Fernandes and puts it straight back out for a throw in to Crystal Palace. It was an awkward one for Juve, in fairness to him. And Palace as you would expect, will take the long throw with Chris Richards over on that right-hand side. Lacroix's in the box alongside Lerma. Larson, it's headed away by Tate on his far as Richards, who looks for Munoz, but Diouf intercepts it. And Munoz puts a tackle in as a throw into West Ham, where we had one 2 minutes ago. Craven, yeah, Larson scored for Palace in the league already. Desassi's under pressure, but Munoz gets there before Diouf and is out for a goal kick to West Ham. Oh, apologies, everyone. Ugh. It's not you, it's me. Anyway, another throw in. Somerville flicks it on. And Lacroix just hooks it up the pitch. But Fernandez gets his hand on that. A bit of head tennis going on here. Panos is the latest one. And Diouf just volleys it out for... I think he's maybe even volleyed it out the stadium, to be honest with you. No, it didn't go out the stadium. We've had 3 minutes in this half so far, and I'm convinced I've watched 30 seconds of Larson whinging and 2.5 minutes of throw-ins over on our left touch line. It's our throw, their throw, our throw, their throw. Anyway, Diouf clears it, hits Larson, goal kick to West Ham. Oh. Hopefully now we can just try and just... get on the ball. Increase the tempo a little bit. Come on, this is a massive opportunity for us. Win, 4 points ahead. Draw, we're back to 2. Lose, we remain 1. It's just telling us here that Mateta has scored 5 goals against West Ham, and we are his second favourite opponent to play against in that regards. Only one team he scored against more. I can't recall who it was. I think it was Aston Villa. As Walker Peters shall take the throw in on the right-hand side. Gives it to Tate, gets it back, gives it to Jared Bourne on the right, up against Canvo, crosses it, blocked, and... it's gone out. I'm just trying to work out if it's a throw in or a corner. It's a corner. That's useful. Couldn't quite tell where it had gone out, but the linesman's right there and he's given us the corner kick. So Jared Bowen shall take it. The last one eventually led to Mavropanos' opportunity. Hopefully we can meet this one. Where is the big Greek? Can't see him. Where is he? I know he's going to be there, but I'm just trying to work out where he is. And it comes from Jared Bowen. Headed behind. Another corner kick to West Ham. Not a good one. Hopefully this corner will be better from Bowen. Come on. Come on, Jared. Then it comes from Bowen. Oh, my word. That's even worse. Munoz hooks it away. Fernandez goes backwards to Walker Peters. He's under pressure here. And he's done really well. He had 3 Palace players around him. And he's found Bowen. He's done really well too. Found Walker Peters. Back to Jared Bowen. Hit it! Bowen! Hits Will Hughes on the arse. Desassi's fluffed it here. Pino's on the ball. Souček puts a tackle in. Fernandez is strong against Munoz and gives out to Walker Peters. Come on. In goes across towards Bowen, but it's been flicked by Lacroix. Bowen with over a kick. Richards heads it away. It's bouncing. Never let it bounce in your box like that, son. And Lacroix hooks it away. Panos gets a big head on it and it's a throw in to Crystal Palace. Good play there by Bowen, Souček, Walker Peters. I think the shot was looking a little bit wayward, if I'm honest with you. It didn't look like it was heading towards the goal when it hit Will Hughes on the bum. Souček goes back to Mad Panos and back to Mads Hermansen. I see there's someone with fake goals in the chat, so let's get rid of him. There we go. He's gone. No trolling in the chat, right? No putting in fake goals. I've never understood why you do it, but some people enjoy it for some reason. Anyway, no comments from that person until tomorrow, as Palace have a free kick, which Richards gives to Lerma, and it's back to Richards. 52 minutes gone at Selhurst Park, still Crystal Palace 0, West Ham United 0. Big game for both teams. One team trying to get Europa League football. The other team trying to retain Premier League football. As Thomas Souček wins it off Pino, gives it to Fernandez. Quick 1-2 with Somerville, but he couldn't find Tati with his second pass. As Palace regain possession. Back to Henderson. Come on, boys. Glasner is very animated on the touchline at the minute for Crystal Palace. As Hughes finds Larsson. Disasi's chased him all the way, but he's got out to Munoz. Johnson on the overlap, gets it, crosses it, and is put behind by Walker-Peters. Come on, boys. We need to do... I was hoping for something. I was hoping for a bit of encouragement that we were going to up the tempo and do something. The first 8 minutes, it feels like a continuation of the first half, doesn't it? It feels a little bit low. Fernandez is giving the ball away. Bowen hasn't been making the most of it. Crystal Palace corner. And it comes. Headed away by Jared Bowen at the front post. And Mitchell picks it up. And he goes back to Henderson. It's taking a minute before rolling out to Richards as his Palace defence get back into position. Tate is just... He's very animated, Tate. Not for the first time in this game, but also not the first time in this half. This is the third time now. It's 54 minutes in. It's the third occasion in this half alone that I've seen Tate waving his arms around. I think he's getting a little bit frustrated because he's really unable to press because of the way that Palace have got three defenders. And there's a chance here as Brennan Johnson crosses it, but Mads Hermansen gathers it and holds it well. But yeah, when next time Palace had the ball in defence, if you're watching the game, if next time Palace had the ball in defence, just keep an eye on Tate. I think he's wanting to chase after. I think he's wanting to press, but because they've got three at the back, it's virtually impossible for him and Pablo to do the press, and they need someone else to help them. And I think he's getting a little bit frustrated that he can't. Anyway, Mitchell gives it to Pino. But good tackle by Walker-Peters and ends up getting fouled. And Palace have enjoyed the ball over the last couple of minutes. I think I'd be ringing the changes now if I was Nuno. I think I haven't seen Pablo at all in this. I'm genuinely not taking a piss. I haven't seen Pablo at all in this half. 10 minutes, I haven't seen him. So I think I'd be making a change. I think it's an easy sub to take off. Is do you bring on Wilson or do you bring on Adama? I think those are your two options. I mean, Kant is your third one, I guess, but if you want to keep it attacking, Hermansen goes long towards Pablo. Tate gets over there and helps him out as Lacroix heads it towards Mitchell. Walker-Peters, I think he's having a good game. Walker-Peters, he's doing really well here. Gives it to Jared Bowen. Puts the cross in and comes out towards Pablo. Oh, it's blocked by Lerma. There he is. Maybe I need to manifest it more often. I've not seen Jared Bowen score a goal all game. What's going on? Where's Jared Bowen scoring been? As Larsson finds Hughes, Pino out to Munoz. Crystal Palace on the attack here, and they're getting numbers in the box as Munoz sends a cross in towards Larsson. And that is great defending by Mavropanos. He's read that really well. That's a big, big header. The ball from Munoz towards Larsson was nice, but Mavropanos, fantastic. An awkward one for him to deal with as well. And he's put it behind for a corner kick to Palace. It feels like Palace has started to up the tempo a little bit. We're going to have to be careful. There's a goal in this one, I think. I appreciate why a lot of people might be thinking it's 0-0, but I don't know. I think the game's just getting a little bit more open as the corner comes in, headed away by Juve. On as far as Mitchell. It takes a minute, and Hughes switches play back out to Pino, took the corner. Bowen takes it off him. Really good play there by Bowen. Come on, West Ham. Go, 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 go. Oh, my God. He's really struggling. Mitchell's just caught up with him and then just took the ball off him easily. He's not having a good game at all, Bowen. As Pino crosses it, Disasi heads it away on as far as Munoz. Hughes goes past Tate, and Tate commits the foul, and he's guilty of doing that a few times, Tate, but he's getting frustrated. It's a foul. Hughes just stopping, doesn't really give the referee an option, and we've got a triple sub for Crystal Palace here. Kamada, Mateta, and Sarr coming on. And you'd imagine it's just the front three going off. Oh, hell. Anyway, Larsson's gone off and he looks quite frustrated by that decision. Pino is also going off. And the third player to depart for Crystal Palace, I think, is Will Hughes. It is Will Hughes. So Kamada will go into central midfield alongside Lerma to replace Will Hughes. Mateta replacing Larsson up front, and then Sarr will replace Pino in behind Mateta, and he will usually go to the right. So far, Pino plays on the left, Ben Johnson on the right, so you'd imagine that'll switch Johnson over to the left of the two. I don't like this. I feel really nervous now. I feel really nervous. Kamada will take the free kick for Palace. He's going to swing this one in. Oh, Lerma got his head on it, but it was straight into Hermansen's hands. Come on, boys. Walker Peters is taking it from the goalkeeper and going forward, and he's just put the brakes on Walker Peters for whatever reason. I think Bowen wanted it, but he decided against it. Disasi playing a bit risky, but it's worked. Juice pass intercepted, and Disasi picks it up again, gives it to Fernandez. He goes long, looking for the run of Jared Bowen. It's not a bad ball. That's a good ball. It's not a bad take by Bowen. Canvo gets something on it and forces Bowen away from goal. He gives it back to Walker Peters. And Bowen's boot is off here. And back to Fernandez, who crosses it. Richards gets his head on it. And Canvo gets his head on it too, but it's not a good one. And Pablo commits a free kick on the edge of the box. And I think the Palace player bought that a little bit, but yeah, he's looking straight at him, Pablo, and just barged right into him. He's not even looking at the ball, Pablo. Less than half an hour of normal time to go now as Richards goes long. Looking for Mateta. But Disasi's done quite well, but he's found Munoz, who puts the cross in, and Hermansen gathers that at second attempt. He got his hands on it the first time, but it dropped in front of him, but he gathered it up, and he's thrown it straight to Somerville, who's headed it to Pablo. who's giving it back. It's not the best pass in the world, and Campbell will get there, uses goalkeeper as well. Somerville and Tati trying to get on the end of that. Panos gets his head on it towards Pablo, who gets his head on it, but it's gone out for a throw in, and it feels like there's an easy sub here for Nuno to take Pablo off. It's just, like I said, I personally, I think you've got three options. You get Kante on, beef up the midfield, you get Adama on and try something, or you get Wilson on and keep it like for like. I think maybe this game, someone like Wilson having that touch that Wilson has and that striker instinct that Wilson has might not be a bad thing. I wouldn't be offended if he changed both strikers and put Wilson on with one of the other two, Adama or Kante. I wouldn't be offended by that. As Juif's done quite well here, but Lacroix covers well. A good header by Munoz to Lerma. And Bowen's chasing after it, high up the pitch. But they've done well, Palace, as Richards gives it out to Munoz, who's behind Somerville. And Desassi intercepts it, gives it into Tati, gives it to Fernandez, out to Walker Peters. Good play there, them two. Bowen on the overlap. Oh, he's been nudged off it completely by Campbell. Henderson, not the best clearance in the world. Desassi brings it down. Fernandez gets a toe on it. And Pablo's done well to keep a hold of that. Gives it to Fernandez. Somerville on the move. It's Fernandez for West Ham. Thomas Soucek's there. Gets it. Fernandez goes down. The referee plays advantage. Juif sends the cross in. And it's Campbell heads it away and it's hooked away further. And it'll go all the way through to Hermansen. What are we on? 63.5 minutes at Selhurst Park. Palace 0, West Ham 0. Walker Peters goes back to Mavropanos. There was players called back to the bench for West Ham a few minutes ago, but I've not seen the bench since to see if anyone's getting ready to come on. I say they were called back. They certainly returned to the bench, but we'll wait and see. Hermansen on the ball at the minute for West Ham. He goes long out to this left-hand side towards Somerville, who brings it down against Richards. He's done really well, Somerville. He's done really well. Looks for Pablo, and it's intercepted by Lerma, and Tati gets it. It's Tati! And he goes down, and he picks the ball up on the edge of the box, and it just looks a bit clumsy from Tati. It doesn't really get it under control. He sort of, I don't know, he kicks the ball into the ground a little bit, Tati, and falls over. Big opportunity, that. I don't think he gets kicked. He doesn't really claim he's been kicked. Let's have a look. Nah, I think Lerma does get something on the ball which might put him off. But anyway, play is continued anyway. There's no penalty in there for me. As Commander's on the ball for Crystal Palace. Every Palace player in the West Ham half in a minute. Lacroix feeds it through to Lerma. Not a bad pass. Out to Munoz on the right-hand side. And it goes towards Mateta, but Desassi gets his head on it. And it falls to Jai Bowen on the edge of the box, who tries to take it away from Canville. But I think Bowen's been absolutely bullied by the young lad so far tonight. He's having a great game, Canville. He's been absolutely brilliant. Munoz sends another cross in. Panos gets something on it, but it falls to Mitchell at the back post. Bowen's there, comes back to Canvo. Soucek goes out to meet him. In comes a cross from the centre-back. Munoz keeps it in at the back post, and Juif clears it. Pablo challenges Richards for it. However, it's gone out for a goal kick, and it's a goal kick to West Ham. Tom, thank you very much for the £2 super chat. Leeds fan saying, up the Hammers, let's do it. See you next year. Thank you very much. Very, very kind of you. Still no subs for West Ham yet. Can't see any getting ready as Hermansen goes long with a goal kick. Somerville does well to head it down towards Tati, who looks for Pablo. It's blocked. He gives it to Jared Bourne on the edge of the box. Gives it back to Tati. To Pablo. To Fernandez. Out to Juve on this left. In goes the cross. West Ham got bodies in the middle. And Canvo, I think he's headed it behind. He has, actually. The linesman's given it, and he looks guilty. So it's a corner kick to West Ham. We've not been great at them tonight, but it was a bit of a cheap corner that we've got there. He didn't need to head that, Canvo. Come on, Bowen, please. Get this corner good. The last two weren't great. Come on. I think he's been good at them in the previous two games. Leeds and Wolves. Come on, Bowen. Jared Bowen will send this one in from our right-hand side. And it comes from Bowen, and it goes towards Mavpanos, but Henderson gets a fist on it, and Kamada hooks it away. Juve under pressure here. He doesn't take any chances, and it's not a bad kick towards that box. Mavpanos gets a head on it, and it falls through to Henderson. Might count as a shot on target, but he headed it from 18 yards. Campbell coming forward for Crystal Palace. Poor ball from him, though. Mavpanos intercepts it, giving it to Souček. He goes long and over the top for Jared Bowen. Campbell's gone straight after him, but Bowen's done really well to hold him off on this occasion. Finds Thomas Souček on the edge of the box, but he loses out to Kamada. A chance for Palace to break here, perhaps, but they don't take it, and he goes back to Chris Richards, and they play it safe. Come on. What is going to happen first? A West Ham sub? I'm going to run out of water. There's not much left. I've got one more sip, I think. So that's me parched until the end of the game. As Kamada plays out to Mitchell on this left-hand side for Palace, an opportunity to cross it up against Jared Bowen. He's sort of ran out of crossing space, so he goes back to Kamada. There's players in the box for Palace. There's 3 players in there currently. Mateta is joined by Brennan Johnson. Sarr getting into the box now as Mitchell heads towards Jared Bowen once more. But his cross is blocked by the West Ham skipper, and there's a throw-in to Crystal Palace down their left-hand side. I suspect Richards may come over and take this. I am wrong. Lerma will take this. Another player that Palace have got that's capable of the long throw. They're mixing up, so Richards is in the box on this occasion alongside Lacroix. Mateta's in there too. And it goes from Lerma. Headed away-ish by Tati, but further away by Somerville. As Munoz hooks it towards our goal. Juve's under pressure there. Sarr brings it down. Uses Mateta, but it's blocked by Disasi and cleared by Disasi. So throw into Palace on their right, just inside the West Ham half. 17 minutes on the clock, still no changes from the Hammers. Come on. I would take off Tate and Pablo and put on Adama and Wilson, and I'd put Bowen up front. And I know he's not played well. I'm not trying to defend Bowen, but I don't think Tate or Pablo played well neither. And I think I'd leave Bowen up there, and I'd put Adama on the right. Would I maybe put Somerville on the right, actually? Because I liked Adama on the left against Leeds, and Somerville's been ineffective in this game so far. And I'd have Wilson on because we might only get... There's 20 minutes. There's enough time for a goal here for either team, so we might only get one half chance. And if there's someone you wanted to fall to, it's probably Callum Wilson. So I think that's what I'd be doing. Anyway, Callum Wilson's certainly coming on. You'd imagine it's for Pablo, but we'll wait and see. Anderson with a poor ball. Fernandez takes it down well, gives it to Tati. Out to Somerville. Come on. Fernandez on the overlap, gets it. His cross is cleared by Laquan. He finds Sarr, and it's a chance for Crystal Palace. Here comes Sarr. Juif's done well to slow him down. He gives it to Mitchell, and there's just no one to pick Mitchell up as Juif's had to retreat into left back, and Disasi's done excellent covering there. Mitchell seen and knew there was space over on that right hand side and tried to cross ball. It was the right thing to do, but it was a great header by Disasi. Really good covering from him. As Mitchell puts it across the 18-yard box, and it's touched out for a throw-in by Somerville. Not a good performance this. I tell you what, if you were a Spurs fan, I don't think you'd be too worried watching West Ham at present. Wrong course for getting a point, but with 17 minutes plus stoppage to go, there's a chance for us to get all three, but there's also a chance for Crystal Palace to get all three. I agree, exactly what Darren's just said. It's there to be nicked. Completely agree. The quiet heads on, but Hermansen does well to get up above Mateta and grab a hold of that one as he looks to release it quickly, but there's not much options on for him. And he throws it out to Juif at that left back position. Somerville, Fernandez, back to Juif. He just goes high down the middle of the pitch, which Pablo knocks down to Tati. And he gives it back to Pablo as Callum Wilson is ready to enter the action. Fernandez switches play to Walker Peters. Has got plenty of room out on this right side. Get it in early. Go on. And it goes. Pablo challenged for it, but it fell down in the box. But Richards got clearance on it. Souček's done well against Mateta. And Fernandez knocks out to Juif. It's a bit of a lazy ball forward by him. And he ends up fouling Sarr. I have to say, it's not been the best from Crystal Palace tonight. I don't think it's been the best from West Ham tonight. I don't think either of us are playing well in this game. It's a pretty poor game, all things round. That looked like a good tackle by Juif there, actually. Watching the replay from an alternative angle. 15 minutes of normal time to go. Callum Wilson coming on for West Ham. And he will replace Pablo. And I'm having my watch. I've dropped the lid. Where is that lid? Let's see if I can pick it up with my foot. Yes, I can. Beautiful stuff. Look at that. Skills. They've still not taken a free kick yet. 15 minutes of normal time to go here. Plus, whatever we get stoppage time as Juif wins the header. Fernandez brings it down. Come on, West Ham. Now, I've gone from nervous to stressed. Come on, Wilson. We're absolutely snookered on the goal difference. It's just reminding us that we are crap for goal difference. It's going to come down to the points. And this is why 3 is perhaps vital for West Ham tonight rather than the one as Mateta crosses it. Oh, Hermansen's done well to get his hands on that. That looked dangerous. Sarr was there lurking. Whether Sarr got there or Hermansen beat... Yeah, Hermansen does really well there to get a hold of that. I think it's maybe too far for Sarr anyway, but he's caught it and held it. Bit of a powerful cross there from Mateta. You're asking a lot of your attacker to put that in the back of the net. Chest tight with that much power. Disasi on the ball, just taking his time in a minute. He's looking up, and there's not much options. So he's had to go to Mad Panos to Walker Peters to Fernandez and back to Mad Panos. Palace are pressing somewhat man-to-man at the minute. They are pressing us higher up the pitch. As Juve goes long for Somerville, Munoz wins the header. And Commando's on the ball now. He gives it to Mateta. And Disasi with another tackle. He's been absolutely fantastic tonight. Tati heads it down to Fernandez and Lerma fouls him, surely. How is that not a free kick? The referee saying no. Tati's taking Mateta right out as a reaction. As Ben and Johnson looks for Sarr. It's Sarr. Munoz on overlap. It cuts it back for Lerma. A team effort. And Haman, he should be catching that, Hermansen. Bloody hell, man. I've just been praising him for his catch, and that's he didn't even need to catch that. He could have just let that bobble out for a goal kick, and he's tried to catch it and giving away a real cheap corner there. Man, it's going comfortably wide. He didn't really need to save that. He's trying to catch it and fumbled it, and it's a corner kick to Palace, and they're doing their fourth sub. As Brennan Johnson departs, with Justin Devaney coming on. Northern Ireland player, I think. Apologies if I've got that wrong, but I'm pretty sure he's Northern Irish. He's doing the crossed hammers before he takes the corner kick. So their signal is the crossed hammers. And in it comes. It's looping and it's out for a goal kick. Manson wants a free kick, but the referee gave the goal kick. I don't think you need to make a decision really when... Nah, it's not a free kick there. Sarr doesn't do anything. Sarr just stands still really. Anyway, we've got the goal kick. Just over 10 minutes to go at Selhurst Park. Crystal Palace 0, West Ham United 0. Manson goes long. It falls to Tati. An opportunity for him there. I mean, Wilson gives Laquan a nudge. It bounces and falls to Tati, and he tries this spectacular. Goes for the half volley, but it's straight into the hands of Henderson without much power. As Palace come now, Mitchell finding Mateta, but Mavpanos takes it off him. Look, and that's a poor ball by Mavpanos. Allows Munoz to get back for Crystal Palace as Richards is on the ball for the Eagles. Out to Munoz, who's on the halfway line, but he just takes his time. And Palace work along their defensive line once again, giving it to Kamada, who's starting to influence the game more and more since he's come on. He's dropping into those deeper positions compared to what Hughes and Lerma were doing. And he's on the ball once again. Giving it out to Mitchell on this left-hand side. Hits Jared Bowen and it's a corner kick to Crystal Palace. 80 minutes on the clock. Palace just the one sub left. West Ham have still got 4 subs. Plenty of options on the bench. So Adama Traore is on the bench. You feel like that's the obvious sub at this stage for West Ham. Kante's on the bench. Magassa, Potts, Scarles. For anyone thinking that Juve is having a poor game and needs to go off, he's on the bench. Wan-Bissaka on the bench as well, of course. So there's maybe a bit of energy with Wan-Bissaka as an option. As Fernandez has done really well here, giving it to Wilson. Somerville's on the move and it didn't quite fall for Wilson and he's giving Kamada's shirt a tug, but the referee's played advantage. Good refereeing there as Palace retained the possession. This is where, if we only draw tonight, it puts pressure on the weekend, because should we not beat Everton and Spurs beat Wolves, we're in the bottom 3. I've been a bit disappointed by what I've seen here in the second half. I was expecting more and I was expecting better. There's just a lack of energy about us, a lack of urgency. feel like I'm watching a team fighting for their lives, and that's the frustrating thing. As Mitchell sends the cross in, but Disasi gets his head on it. It's an awkward one. It's bouncing around. It's Sarr. It's in the back of the net, but it's hit someone in the hand. Fucking hell. The Sassy headed up in the air, and it's a really awkward one, but Mateta, hits Mateta in the hand, and Sarr finishes it. And that's poor defending all around, including Hermansen. When the Sassy heads that up, it's right in your 6-yard box. You want the keeper to come out for that. You want your keeper to be coming and getting it. Fuck's sake, man. I don't know how many warnings we need. More changes for West Ham. Or singular, perhaps. As Fernandez heads it towards Tate, but Richards gets his head on it. Souček knocks it back down, but Mitchell away. And Fernandez just a nice little hook out there towards Juve. Nice run by Juve thus far. Come on, send it in. Poor ball, and it's out for goal kick to Crystal Palace, and it's going to be the one sub. Kante coming on, and it's for Tate. So Kante replacing Tate. Would have liked to have seen Adama coming on, and you can take your pick with your wingers, to be honest with you, whether it's Bowen or Somerville. I think you could take either of them off, quite frankly. But I think Adama coming on would have been... Not sure about this approach. Devaney knocks it down towards Kamada. Mitchell on the overlap. He's seen a lot of the ball recently. Mitchell, since Kamada's come on, the link-up play between those two has been quite promising down this left-hand side for Crystal Palace. They're going to take another long throw, this time with Lerma. We're still waiting. And it comes from Lerma. Someone's gone down, and the referee's given us the free kick. Kyle Walker-Peters was the one that went down. "85 minutes gone. I'm not happy here. I'm not happy. It's hard to be fuming because it's 0-0, but I'm just disappointed. I'm really disappointed by us in the second half. I feel like we're okay with a draw, but I don't feel okay with a draw. I'm concerned that we're quite relaxed about our situation, what lies ahead. Somerville's done really well there. Kante's helping him out. Falls to Souček on the edge of the box. Chests it down for Fernandez. Hooks out to Walker-Peters. There's no support for him. Fernandez is trying to give him some. Gets it. Does well, those two. Fernandez hooks it towards Bowen. Come on. Crosses it towards Wilson. Brings it down. Munoz does really well. Good defending. Clears it towards Juve. He's took a shot well wide. If this draw put us like 4 points ahead of Spurs, I'd get it, right? But it doesn't. It puts us 2 points ahead of them. And they've got a significant advantage when it comes to the goal difference, one of which we're not going to make up. So when you're looking at the league table, you might as well give Spurs an extra point. In that sense, because if they equal points with us, they go above us. The only way we finish above Spurs is by having more points than them. Souček's giving it away. Palace come here with Sarr. 3 minutes of normal time to go. I don't even with 3 minutes to go, I don't even see a Adama, so I'm going to assume we're not going to be doing another sub tonight. So even Wilson's just saying to players, come on, push up, come press. Good header down by Walker Peters. He's had a good game. I think 3 of our back 4 have played well tonight. Kante with a very ambitious pass towards Somerville, but it's hacked away by Munoz and headed away by Canvo, but Fernandez brings it under control, gives it out to Juve on this left side. Fucking come on, boys. What we're going to get, 3-4 minutes of stoppage time, and that's it. 5 minutes, maybe, in this game to go. For either team to get a winner, but... Oh, fuck's sake, it's just... I'm stressed. I am stressed watching this. I'm not happy. I'm not happy about this. I always feel like a prick moaning when we get a draw, it finishes 0-0, clean sheet, you get a point away from home, and you feel like a prick whinging about it. But I'd be lying if I sat here pretending I was buzzing with a draw. I'm not content with the draw. And this works both ways, right? Palace can look at this thinking, well, that was a missed opportunity, but Palace, they've not been good tonight. I feel like this game's been here for the taking for us. There's been a lack of energy, a lack of fight. So many games this season, the last 3 months, I've been so happy with our commitment, but tonight there's just none of it. I don't feel like I'm watching a team in a relegation battle. Lads, what in? Fucking hell. A minute of normal time to go, plus whatever gets added on. Look, Palace are pressing us here in a minute. They're camped outside our box. Canvo has a wild effort out for a goal kick to West Ham. I feel like we're okay with a draw. I feel like we're happy with a point tonight because of the subs. But I don't get it. I don't get it. Because even if we draw against Everton, if Spurs win, they go above us. Anyway, Palace are on the ball again here. They're coming forward. They're trying to get 3 points. They're not throwing kitchen sink at us, but they're certainly not sitting back trying to keep it 0-0 as Juve thumps it away, but it's headed down by Richards and stoppage time board's going up. What are you giving us? 4? I think it's a 4. Yeah, 4 minutes to go. I think there's only one team that can nick this, and it's not us. I don't think it's going to be us. Play well, Disassi. Throw in for Palace again out on this right-hand side. Lerma will take it. Just don't concede. At least get the fucking draw. Do you know what I mean? As much as I'm pissed off, we cannot lose. And it comes. Head away by Mavropanos. Juve volleys it. Throw into Palace on the halfway line, over on their right-hand side. Munoz throws it down to Devaney. As Henderson clears it down the middle of the pitch towards Mateta. Flicks it on towards Sa. Juve is all over the place here. Munoz brings him down. And he's given a free kick to Palace. And Munoz is getting booked for asking for a yellow card. I thought Juve got pulled down there. And Juve's getting a booking for the foul. How is that a free kick against us? I'm not sure about this. Anyway, Palace have got a free kick in a pretty dangerous position in terms of getting a cross in. A really good crossing opportunity for them. I'm unsure it's a free kick to Palace, but the referee's given it and he's booked Juve for it. He's also booked Munoz for asking for the yellow card. Oh, fuck off, man. I'm not having this. Commander doing the crossed hammers. Please defend this. And it comes from Kamada. Fucking hell. Larimer got his hand on it, but it's a goal kick to West Ham. And there's another minute of play, but before we get to the full time, hopefully West Ham steal a winner, but I can't see it. I just want to say a massive thank you to you all for joining me. I really do appreciate the support. The support on this channel and the support on Tartan Geo recently has been incredible. So massive, massive thank you to you all. Please do subscribe if you're new, and if you don't mind sticking around for my review, it's not going to be too exciting. It's just going to be, I'll be honest with you, it's going to be me moaning, okay? So if you don't want to watch me moaning, don't watch the review. But I will be doing a review a couple of minutes after the full-time whistle. And I'll be explaining why I'm frustrated and why I'm not too happy about this, unless we can go nick it in the last 30 seconds. But Lacroix's on the ball, gives it to Campbell. Richards. Munoz goes forward, but it's Wilson that intercepts it. I don't know what he's doing back there, but Kante does really well. Here he goes. Kante's done really, really well. Go on, son. Kante bailing down on the goal, up against Lacroix. Walker Peters on the overlap. It's Walker Peters, cuts it back. It's bouncing around. Kante, great tackle by Kante. Souček picks up. His cross is deflected, and it's a corner kick to West Ham. We've got a corner with the last second of the game here. Last kick of the game. Jared Bowen corner. Come on. Great tackle by Kante. That's what we've been missing all game. Superb. Right, I'm not going to look at anything. I'm not looking at the screen. Please, find that big fucking handsome Greek bastard. Please. What are they even checking? I don't know. It's a corner kick. Come on. Please. Please, Bowen, make this a good corner. They've not been great tonight. Come on, captain. Oh, this would be incredible if we score. Come on. Last chance. Bowen with the corner. It's looped in. It's headed away. It's full time. 0-0. I'll be live in a minute. If any of you don't mind sticking around for my review, I'd appreciate it. That's fucking shit. Catch you in a minute.